Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to each one of you. It's truly heartening to see such an enthusiastic turnout for our 232nd weekly webinar session organized by AABN, especially on a Sunday morning, a time typically reserved for rest and reflection. Your presence here speaks volume about your commitment to learning, growth, and curiosity. And for that, I extend my deepest appreciation. At AABN, we believe in transforming idle hours into moments of insight and inspiration. Week after week, we bring you voices. Can you ask him to mute your PS? Can you please mute this person?
Shivakumar, somebody, Shivakumar, can you go on mute?
At AABN, we believe in transforming idle hours into moments of insights and inspiration. Week after week, we bring you voices that matter, experts who challenge conventional thinking, share transformative ideas, and help us sharpen our skills for the future. Today is no exception. We are now in week 3 of a compelling series that has captured the imagination of our audience. Vastu, real or ruse? Let's unmask the truth from fakes and fear, part 3. The overwhelming response to the first 2 sessions has been nothing short of phenomenal. And it's no surprise because our speaker is someone who brings not just expertise, but depth, clarity, and courage to a subject often clouded by superstition and commercial distortion. It's my privilege to introduce once again our distinguished guest speaker, Mr. J. Muthukumar, a name that commands respect across the global oil and gas industry and now increasingly in the realm of philosophy, spirituality, and ancient Indian knowledge systems. Mr. Muthukumar is an alumnus of Annamalai University, Chemical Engineering, and he belongs to the class of 1984 and holds a master's in chemical and petroleum engineering from IIT Kharagpur. He also completed a postgraduate program in data sciences from the University of Texas, Austin, and is certified coach in nutrition, metabolic health, sleep stress management, and change psychology. With over 40 years of experience in upstream oil and gas project management, he has held senior leadership roles, including Managing Director, CEO, CTWO, COO, CDO, and Global Group GM. He is the founder of Ajapa, a pioneering Indian company in IPM for oil and gas, and IWELS, an innovative IPM model. But what truly sets him apart is the interdisciplinary approach, his ability to connect the dots between science and philosophy, technology and tradition, data and divinity. His travels across continents and culture have shaped a world class that is both grounded and expansive. He's a prolific author, having written books such as Not a Second Sex, Live While You Are Alive, the Bhagavad Gita for the 21st century, the Sivarajana, Buddham. Currently, he is working on the major titles including Integrated Indian Knowledge System, IIKF. You are your own doctor from an engineer's perspective. The Hindu, the hard problem of philosophy. It is life and nature. Under the IIKF initiative, he is writing a groundbreaking book on Vastu titled Rekindling Vastu, Unveiling the Truth Beyond Shadows and Distortions, which aims to liberate Vastu from fear-based beliefs and commercial exploitation and reintroduce it as a rational, spiritual, and scientific discipline. Today is part 3 on this series. Mr. Muthukumar will take us deeper into the core principles of Vastu, helping us distinguish authentic wisdom from modern day misinterpretation. He will challenge us to think critically, reflect spiritually, and engage intellectually. So, without further ado, let's welcome Mr. J. Muthukumar to the to the virtual stages. We are honored to have you with us once again, and we look forward to another enlightening session. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Gopi. Thank you very much. And I really appreciate the opportunity and all the people who have joined, as you correctly pointed out, on a Sunday morning. And I wish we will make it a very interesting session, part three. So before we do, everyone, please try to say whether you have a paper and pencil with you, or a calculator used with the mobile, or even if you have joined with a laptop, you can use Excel. Because when you're doing the Vastu science calculations, it will be good for you also to simultaneously practice it, because I have not worked out the examples with the calculations on my sheet. I'm going to ask some of you to give the answer so that we get engaged and we also understand exactly what is happening. So quickly, before we go forward, we will design the Vastu. Vastu starts from buying a plot. Even before considering that you're constructing a house, we have to think about Vastu. That is the most important thing. And as we discussed in part one and part two, Vastu was not something new. It started way back, almost 4,000 years back in Rig Veda, where Vastrospati, the god or the dwellers protector, is prayed to bless the dwellers of the house. And then 1,500 years back, Varaha Mihira started the first Vastu architecture book. And similarly, immediately after that, the two fantastic manual of Vastu architecture came, Manasara and Maya Mata. Manasara was for the North India and Maya Mata for the Dravidian, for the South Indian. It's not because of the, we don't want to politicize it. It is not because of language or South India, North India divide, nothing like that. The travel of the sun, very importantly for us to understand, the travel of the sun from the east to the west is different for North India and different for South India. That is why. So if you divide the North, below, south of Narmada River is South India, and above the Narmada River is North India. The travel of the sun is different. Entire Vastu is based on the sunlight, travel of the sun, and the wind flow, which direction is coming from. So South India gets majority of the wind from southwest. North India gets majority of the wind from northwest. So it's a completely, that is why they created two different manuals. Most of them are really a high class. Even if you read Maya Mata and Manasara, you'll be surprised because it will be almost equal to a MD level book of a medical college or engineering MS. Very detailed and clearly given. So it's a kind of old master. What happened during the European dominance and the Mughal Empire dominance from the 15th century, the Vastu was distorted. And after independence, everybody brought the modern concept and restart the whole thing. So what we are going to do today, we are going to construct it based on what is the original Vastu architectural science. As we discussed in part one and part two, Vastu is not astrology. As Vastu is a science of architecture. We have to keep that in mind. So we will go forward with that. We are going to do the design of the Vastu from the principles from Manasara, which is the primary document for Vastu architecture. It is Nagara, North India, basically, and Maya Mata is a Dravida for the South India. After that, based on these two books, people wrote Vishwakarma. If you look at any Vastu consultant, you call and talk to him, he'll say, I am from Vishwakarma descendant. We are from the family of Vishwakarma. He's our guru and all these things. So Vishwakarma, then Silparatna is mostly for sculptors in our temples, and iconography also included, how to construct a statue and all these things. And then Samarangana Sutradhara was mainly for Rajasthan and the North India, the very desert, arid space of Rajasthan. And Rajavallabha was kind of put everything together, but it's mainly for various aspects, and specifically for Kerala. Manushwalya Santrika from Malayalam was written, and Tamil was Manayadi Shastra. Tamil basically was kind of a translation from the Maya Mata, Manasara, and all these things. They integrated everything. But all these books, suppose you are living in Kerala, you have to follow the Kerala's climate conditions, the rainy seasons, the wind coming from there, how it all going there. You cannot follow something from Rajasthan-based Samarangana Sutradhara alone. We have to read everything and integrate what is common and what is specific. So we have to look at what is common for all and what is specific for where you are living. Because every aspect of your living, whether you're living in Chennai or Delhi or Mumbai or Dubai or in Kerala, somewhere in Kasaragod, which is north of Kerala, and Trivandrum, south of Kerala, Vastu will change. It's all based on sunlight, sunrise, where it is rising, the sun movement from east to west, and the wind condition, and the space, overall aspect of climate conditions. How humid it is going to be, how dry is going to be, how much of rains are going to come, and all these things. So it's very important that whatever you do with Vastu, if you want to learn fundamentals of Vastu, it is not common for everybody. It is different. Okay, just what you remember. Okay, so what is Vastu? The meaning of Vastu is not just a principle, it is a form. It gives a form for you to live there, right? The earth, for example, our Bhumi, contains the love, life nurturing and sustaining energy. But earth has got the space, air, water, and fire.
I am in the meeting.
Please, can you go on mute, please, Mr. Ra? So what happens if you look at our system in Vaisheshika, in Nyaya, in Yoga Sutras, and Samkhya, it very clearly says that the first one, the space has got only one space. Then the air has got space and air. The Agni has got space, air, and water. The Varuna, the water has got all the four, space, air, water, and Agni. And the earth has got all the five. So all the five comes from, because you live with earth. The vegetables, the rice, the crop, the food, everything is coming from here. And the earth is getting energy from the sunlight. Every plant, everything is coming from sunlight. So the earth is very important. So Vastu considers that the earth is where you are living with a house on top of the earth is extremely connected to each other. So Vastu considers that the energy coming out of the earth is a union of a masculine force and a feminine force. Okay, so the dwellers of the house are connected to the energies and forces of the earth. That's the belief of the architecture. We have to remember that very clearly. So this is how happens. Vastu Purusha is the masculine force of the house plot. The earth itself is the feminine force. We always believed, if you look at the tattva of Lord Shiva, the Shiva Linga, what you say it, it's not a single piece. Shiva Linga is two pieces. The bottom one is called Avadayar, which is the yoni, and the top one is the Pana, which is the male part. So both are connected together. If you go to any Shiva temple, the Shiva Linga is not a single piece. It's two pieces connected by something called Ashtabandhana decoction. So the Ashtabandhana is something very, very important, very holistically prepared. It is much stronger than a concrete actually. You just put there on the yoni and insert the pana and pick it up. It will stay for thousands of years without moving. And that is what this Shiva Linga is. That this union of a male and a female creates energy. That is a concept of Shiva Linga. All right. And that exactly happens with the Vastu also. The union of the Vastu Purusha, masculine force, is going to fall on top of the feminine force, and both of them are creating energy. That energy and forces has to interconnect with all the people living in the house. This is what is right. So when you buy a plot, whenever you want to buy a plot and want to start construction of dwelling happens, you have to remember Vastu Purusha is going to sit on top of it with the head is on the northeast and the legs on the southwest. The right is on the east and left is on the west. So this is what is Vastu's fundamental. Vastu architecture for a temple, for God, or a king's in palace, or people living in any residences, we have to get this harmony of the Vastu Purusha. So entire Vastu architecture is for bringing harmony to the Vastu Purusha Mandala. So this is what we have to remember. So what is the purpose of Vastu? I want to ask a question. What does yoga and meditation?
About what is very fun time. What I've done, see,
Please, can you go on mute?
for
Sir.
is a wedding day, 23rd confirmed.
Can
So
you-
I'm taking wedding with
Yes,
number
can
one.
Can you go on mute?
This is all right.
Mr.
So
Nalawadi.
21, 22 பண்ண போறோம்.
Okay, then we'll try again. So, what is yoga and meditation?
23, 24 அங்க போறோம்.
Please pause. So, in yoga and meditation, whatever you learn about, yoga is going to increase your health, stability, balance, everything, right? It's all okay. But what is the fundamental, ultimate? If you look at yoga shastras of Patanjali, that's what is gone into a corporate yoga, corporate meditation today. But the fundamental is from Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. If you read the Patanjali's Yoga Shastra, what is ultimate is that the yoga and meditation, if it's truly done, it creates a space inside us. That space serves as a place of solitude and serenity. So whenever you feel disturbed, whenever you feel difficult, you are getting angry or stressful or whatever it is, you're going to deep meditation properly. You can go to that space inside what you created. You get peace, calm, and clarity. That is what this yoga is about. Calmness, peace, and clarity will bring it to you. The meditation. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra has got 8 steps. The 7th, 8th is the most important, which is Samadhi and this after Dharana. The two actually get this peace actually. So that exactly Vastu science does. What does Vastu do? Vastu create every space in the house in harmony and balance. Like how meditation does a space inside in your body and mind, Vastu creates a harmony and balance in the house. So everybody living in the house is having peace and calmness and clarity. Just imagine you're sitting in the house, you're always fighting. There's a lot of jealousy within the siblings and parents, and they're fighting all the time, stressed atmosphere. People are having fight and all the time, conflict all the time, contradiction. You don't enter the house. You just imagine, you know that the house is always conflict and fighting and noise, everything. You'll hesitate to enter the house. But your house is beautiful, warming, and delightful. You always want to enter the house, right? So this is the difference actually. So that's what happens. Once your mind works in very calm, peaceful, and clarity and focus, whatever you do, your thoughts, your ideas, your plans, actions, execution will be efficient, effective, and dharmic principle. All will be under dharmic principle. And then you do whatever you do correctly, and it helps bring success, profit, and growth. Remember, every aspect of Indian knowledge system always follows a dharmic principle. Artha, Kama, Dharma, and Moksha. Dharma is a fundamental thing. So when you do that, it becomes success, profit, and growth. Vastu or Indian knowledge does not say how much money you have to earn. You can earn even billions of dollars. Nobody stops you. But as long as you do it with efficiently, effectively, with the dharmic principle, you're okay. And that's what Vastu helps you to achieve. So when you are constructing a house, you construct a house to bring harmony, calmness, and clarity, not to bring money, not to send your children to America, not to make your children to pass NEET exam and get medical seat. No, that is not for Vastu. That requires your effort. So this is what is fundamental. Okay, so setting up a table in Vastu design alone cannot bring success in exams for children. Also, effort, perseverance, and focus are equally critical. Similarly, setting up an office facing the direction of choice, not facing, east to facing, whatever as a Vastu consultant alone, cannot bring success to the business. Every businessman, I know most of you are business people here. You know that your effort, your perseverance, your focus brings a success. And Vastu probably helps you to bring that calmness and clarity of thought, which is what is good to make you. But without any effort, without your perseverance for a business, come on, it's so difficult. You put all your mind, effort, focus, everything to become successful. So Vastu only helps us. That's true because somebody says that I changed a painting here, I painted a wall here, I become successful. That is seriously, you think it is right? You have a lot of effort you put in. That's what Vastu helps. So Vastu does not promise us riches. You put a bureau here, money will flow. You put a cash box in the northern side. Kubera will throw everything into you. You sing the song of Kanakadara Stotra and money, gold will come from the roof. Nothing will happen. It's all happening with your time, space, and parva. It's called Kala Desa Parva. Kala Desa Parva means everything, the surrounding yourself, the environment, the nature, the space, the time you are in, your effort, your life, your thinking, your efficiency, your effectiveness, all of them get integrated to bring you that money. It just happened. Somebody can be extremely successful, extremely intelligent, extremely knowledgeable, but still he will never make money because his time, the Desa Kala Parva is not helping him. That is an important aspect. We discussed in length in part 2, so we don't want to catch it up. So Vastu only, what does Vastu do? Vastu says, if you do like this, there's a positive effect. If you do like this, there's a negative effect. Merit and demerit, positive, negative. Fortune, misfortune. That's what it says. It doesn't say that you have this door, tomorrow your husband will die. You have this window here, tomorrow your children will fail in exams and you won't get married or something like that. It also never says that. There's nothing like that in entire Vastu culture. It talks about bad and good and bad, merit and demerit, positive and negative. It is up to us to understand and harmonize and balance ourselves. So based on that, so we are going to go into the fundamentals of Vastu now. So Vastu, basically the individuals, the space and the soil is extremely important from the earth and the dwelling, the house you're constructing. It has to align with the nature, the environment and the forces and energies of that. And it will give you harmony, stability and prosperity. And from there you get balance, clarity and efficiency. This is what Vastu is done. And Vastu is not meant for money and specific desires and greed. Tomorrow, if I want to become Prime Minister of India without doing anything, Vastu cannot bring it to you. Some Vastu consultant will sell it also to a politician. You do this one, you become Prime Minister or Chief Minister of the state. People do that also, spend a lot of money for it. It never happens like that. Unless you have the ability, what we discussed. Similarly, unjustified, undeserved wants. Somebody cannot say that I put a Vastu because I like this particular thing. It's unjustified. You don't deserve it. Just because Vastu will give you, it is not going to give you. You have to deserve that in nature. And there is absolutely no emphasis on fear and superstition in Vastu. Absolute doesn't talk about at all. It doesn't bother about it. It is all the modern Vastu consultant to commercialize by fear mongering and make people to fear. It is everything as the astrologer, the Vastu consultant, the kind of all the superstitions, all based on fear, confirmation bias, authority bias, survival bias. There are 180 bias in the world. The superstitions and fear occupy almost 30 biases. If you have interest, read the biases of Sigmund Freud or Carl Jung or anybody, the greatest psychologist was mentioned clearly, and that is what is today. Nobody wants to listen to that. Nobody wants to talk to that. You go to that fantastic thing. But the idea is don't fall into fear and superstition for Vastu. That is fundamental. So based on that, finally, Vastu talks only about 4 things. Bhagatyam, the house has to bring comfort and facilities to you. Shukatarsham, it has to be pleasing, aesthetic and proportionate. And Ramyam, it has to be charming, delightful, harmonious with the environment. And it has to have stability, orderly, and all these things, right? So no emphasis. Again, fear and superstition is not a part of it. This is a beautiful Vastu-based Jaipur city palace done by a proper Vastu architecture that time. So Vastu has got when you design a house, this is what you have to follow. There are 10 steps to follow in Vastu. A Vastu consultant of 15th century or 1,000 years back will know all of them. All of them he knows. He will do everything. If you call a Vastu expert 1,000 years back, you're constructing a house or you're constructing a palace for you, the Vastu consultant will do everything. He's a sthapati, he's an architect, he's a designer. He knows how to construct, you know how to select a material. Not like today. Today, nobody does it. The architect does only design. That's all. He doesn't do anything else. He says, this is a material, this is a design. The civil construction contractor does everything out. And he also outsources everything. Painting contractor is outsourced. Plumbing contractor is outsourced. Electrical contractor is outsourced. That's the harmony in constructing house. Everybody's contractor comes here. Why does he care about who is living in this house? You'll come and do some plumbing and you'll do some electrical wiring and going. But in the olden days, the sthapati is you will also believe mentally. You will align with the owner of the house. You will bring integrate. When you start the house, it says that I'm constructing this house, and you will during the Graha Prabhesa, during the Bhumi Puja time, the sthapati will say, I am constructing this house because of my construction. Whatever happens, the dwellers of the house has to be prosperous. They have to live good. You will come with that mindset, integrity, and you will construct the house. Today it's all commercial, right? So this is what he does. But today what happens? You look at it, the Vastu consultant only do orientation. Every time we'll come and say, Northeast mein rakho, Southeast mein rakho, Southwest mein mat rakho, Northwest is like this, North is Kubera, South is Yama, don't do this, don't put the entrance door in the south side. All this you will do based on orientation, that's all. Sometimes you'll consider proportions, very, very rarely. If a Vastu consultant come to you, the first question you have to ask him, how many aspects of Vastu you know out of the 10? If he doesn't know even 4 of them, he's not a Vastu consultant. Site orientation, anybody can get from Google or anything and do whatever you want to do. Today, most of you know Vastu consultant. People say, Southeast mein kitchen rakho bas, Northeast mein puja study karo ya, Northeast mein drawing room, Southwest mein master bedroom mein. That's all. Everybody knows. Everybody is a Vastu consultant, right? Because of the orientation. But that is not correct. That is only one part of the 10, right? So orientation is important, but it's not the same thing. So you have to remember this. We are going to look at each and everything today for us to go. So we are ready now. So the same thing, that table I'm going to put it nicely here, nothing else. So we're going forward. But before going, 2 things you have to remember. In Vastu architecture, as per science, look at the left one first. It says very clearly, when the dawn to sunrise, at 5 o'clock in the morning, if you get up and walk, that Usha comes. Ushas. Usha, Udeti, Pratyagra, Purani. Beautifully, the Usha, before sun, the beautiful orange colored sun rays coming slowly. That's called Ushas. And the Ushas dawn is a Brahma Muhurta, where the ultraviolet UV rays are extremely high, very good for health. And when you get up in the morning, your serotonin has to do as per circadian rhythm. The serotonin has to secrete for your energy. That comes when you look at the Usha. You don't have to believe. Go to ChatGPT, Grok, and Claude, Perplexity, whatever you like. You type and say, what is the connection between serotonin boosting of energy and sunlight in the morning? It will tell you hundreds of pages. It is very, very important. One of the best things. So down to sunrise called sattvic. Your mind is very calm. You are peaceful. That is why people do puja, yoga, meditation, whatever in the early morning, right? That is why you do. Then sunrise, after sunrise to mid morning is an action. Rejoicing. You work, you go get ready, go to office, get ready, start cooking, children go to school, whatever you do, your action, right? There's a rejoicing time. And afternoon time is a tamasik. Midday to afternoon, everybody in the world, irrespective of who you are, after 2 o'clock, you have lunch, you want to do something small. Hey, I don't want to do some activity, boss. I will just do whatever is possible. Relax, watch a movie, listen to a song or something, or talk to bush, or just sleep, nap for half an hour. There's a tamasik time. No action is done. Again, after 3, 4 o'clock, you do get back before sunset, rajashik, action. The day is closing. I want to finish all these jobs before I go home, before I go to sleep, whatever. So this is the all time. The sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Architecture believes that the earth and the nature gives you this all the time. Then in the northeastern direction, because sunlight and air ventilation is great, in our Ayurvedic system, you got kapha, pitta, and vata. All the three aspects of your life. The kapha, pitta, vata controls your entire body health. So in the Ayurvedic culture, which also involves Vastu architecture, because Vastu architecture, Vastu consultant is not just a blind orientation Vastu consultant as we are seeing today. He knows also medical, Ayurveda, Siddha, everything out. And based on that, he says northeastern side is always for kapha. Kapha, the southeastern is pitta because the kitchen, you're going to cook everything there is pitta, and the vayu is vata. You know that vata is gas. So it's coming from the vayu direction. So like the sattvic, rajasic, tamasic quality, you also have kapha, pitta, and kapha. So you spend most of your time in the northwest, you may have problem with your gas issue, vata issue. If you spend too much of your time in your southeastern direction, you have a pitta issue. That's what Vastu says. You have to do this, but you have to remember this when you're designing it. Okay. So the cardinal directions. The cardinal direction of Vastu, you have to, all of you know it. I don't know because all of you know about Vastu, you know very well. But you have to remember the north, east, south, and west is the 4 important cardinal direction. Not this for Kubera or Soma means not the Soma Banam, not the Madhubanam. It is the moon. Soma means moon. And east is Aditya or Indra. Aditya means Surya. And south is Yama, all of us know. And western side is Varuna. Then you have the northeast, which is very, very critical for you. Everybody talks about it. Every Vastu consultant will say Isanya Mula, Agni Mula, southwest is Pitru or Niruti Mula, and Vayu Mula on the northwest. So you have to remember this. But beyond that, there's a central part which is called Brahmasthana, which is central part of the entire your plot. And above that is called the Urdhva. Urdhva means the Brahman, not the Brahma. The Brahman, the absolute spiritual world, is on the other side. And below the Brahma is Adas, which is called materialistic world. So there are 10 directions you have to remember. Many, if you want to test your Vastu consultant today, ask him, what is Urdhva and Adas? 99% will not know that. That's very important because you have to construct why they want to keep the Brahmasthana open to the sky is, or you don't put any kind of a dining table or a bed on top of the Brahma because you're going to affect the Urdhva, which is a spiritual world, and you'll push too much of load onto the Addas materialistic world, which will pull you down. When you go more into materialistic world, your mind will be affected, you will not be peaceful, you'll be greedy, jealous, whatever is happening. So you'll be stressful. That is why Brahmasthana is very critical. Urdhva and Adha. So you have to remember these 10 aspects. If you want to capture screen capture, you do it, or I can send you a separate thing later. With this only you can go now.
Sir, can you keep that slide, sir?
Okay.
So this Urdhva and others, can we call it as Zenith and Nadir?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, correct. There is also another aspect in Sanskrit. Yes.
And the center Brahma, you are saying, sir. In some texts, it is mentioned as Shiva, which is correct.
No,
Brahma.
Shiva is wrong. Shiva is wrong. Shiva is only in the northeast. Shiva is only in the northeast, Isanya. Shiva will never come in the center. Shiva is action. Shiva is a episode of purity and different aspects. So if you look at any Shiva, it will be a modern distorted version. If you look at the Manasara, Maya Mata, all the 7 references are given you. All of them will use only Brahma at the center. Brahma is connected to the sky, the space.
Okay. Thanks a lot, sir.
So the first one, now we are going to buy a plot. We are going to construct a house for you. We are going to buy a plot. What are the things we have to do? That's very, very important. You will live with me, we'll go through the one by one. Suppose you are going now. There are three types of plots out there. There's a square plot, is beautiful. There's a rectangular plot, and there's a trapezoid plot. Now, some of you can answer, please unmute, and which one you like, which one you select from an aesthetic perspective. Forget about the calculations. We'll come to that later. But which is the best one to select out of the three? Anybody?
Square plot. Square plot.
Square one.
Very good. Yeah, beautiful. Correct. Right. Square one is the most recommended by the any Vastu architecture. And second one is rectangle because it's proportionate. And trapezoid is not at all required. Trapezoid, any kind of hazard, it is very, very not recommended and has to avoid. But we will come to the later. Suppose you already purchased a plot, which is like irregular trapezoid. What to do? We'll come to the solution later. Okay. So you're going to buy new, just look at it. But today, if you look at most of the plots is 40 by 60 or 30 by 70, they 40 by 80. One ground means 40 by 60. Two grounds mean 40 by 80. They only put a rectangular plot today. Because of problems that they have with the land, they created. So very rarely you get a square plot from any company when you buy. But if you have a big warehouse, so you have, for example, 10,000 square feet of land, you can create a square plot inside that if you want to, right? But if some people have only 2,400 square plot or 1,800 square feet of ground, they have no choice. Whatever the plot given by the plot sellers, we have to buy it. But rectangular plot is acceptable. But square plot is a number one. Second one, you selected the plot, square or rectangle, whatever you selected, right? The first thing you have to do, you don't need a Vastu consultant. You need somebody, an engineer or some kind of a mason with you, and you can do it yourself. Because you see, that is what is today what we do, everything we give money. You do it. I don't care. Look at food also. We just order. Who cares who makes it, what oil is using, what vegetables using, which cook is doing, is washing his hand. Everybody, whether you are whatever it is, people just, we don't know who is cooking, whether it's clean, is taken bath or not, is he putting his sweat into the food? Nobody knows. We order it, Zomato comes, we eat it actually. Similarly, what we do with Vastu construction also, we give some money to somebody. Somebody goes with the two sticks and the diviner. Somebody goes with him. Somebody does something and says, "This is what is okay, sir. I'm going again." Nobody bothers to even check it out. Even to look at the mantras when you call a very knowledgeable Brahmin to do a ritual at home, which is very useful. But the owner is supposed to sit along with the priest and recite the mantras when he says something like this. Anything. We don't care. The priest will keep on doing something. You're just keeping on giving coffee to the people who are invited. Food is arranged or something like that, and you will be doing something. It's your house, right? Why he's doing it? You are supposed to do it. And then he only says, "You're very busy. Just tell me swaha, swaga, put ghee into it." Then you don't bother what he's selling. You don't concentrate. Your voice is, "Oh, my boss has come. My manager has come. I will given coffee to him." You call somebody, swaga, put the ghee. This is what you do. Then what is the purpose of doing that? You don't get any value out of your ritual at all at home. Then you say, "Oh, I did ritual, nothing happened." What will happen to you? You're not focusing. You're sitting in front of the priest and he says swaga, and then you're talking, "Oh, my manager has come, give coffee. Sir, swaga. Okay, ghee, put it like that. With no concentration, right? It's ridiculous, actually. I'm very open to that. The Vedas and rituals are extremely very good. If you read the Mimamsa Sutras, you'll be surprised what the science they brought in. What a science it is there. You have to focus. It is your house. You are doing a puja for your house. You have to focus. Your job is not to give coffee to your manager coming to your house or your friend, right? So you have to do this. So whether you do it or give a contract to somebody, what you do is 1 cubit is equal to 1.5 feet. So you have to construct a hole, 1.5 length and breadth, and depth is also 1.5 feet. Some people do it 1 feet also, right? There's no problem. But 1.5 is recommended by, because cubit, they never had feet in those days. Cubit is that they used that time. They simply say 1 cubit by 1 cubit by 1 cubit. But today 1 cubit means 1.5 feet. Some people do 9 inches. Some people do 1 feet also. But it should be equally same distance. You dig a hole, fill up with water, and then leave it undisturbed. But here there's a problem. Some people say 60 minutes. Some people say 48 minutes. Some text says something. So the time is a problem. which we'll discuss later. I don't want to get into what is Manasara saying, what Maya Mata is saying, what Silparatna is saying. We should lose time. The exact time we will discuss later. But what you do, let's say 1 hour, we'll take an example. You leave it for 1 hour and leave it undisturbed. You go back and look at it. If all the water is completely gone, there's no water left, it is not a good land. That means the soil is loose, highly porous and permeable. The foundation will not be easy to do it. Civil engineers will know that today because many of you are civil engineers, you construct a lot of houses. If the soil is loose, porous and permeable, then it's different. Your foundation has to be little designed differently compared to a hard soil. Then the hole is wet with some water. It is fair. Some wetness is there. You can feel when you put your finger, you will pick up some water, something like that. It is fair. But if some water is left at the bottom, it can be even 25% of water, 20% of the water. If the bottom is left, that means the land is good because it only defines the porosity scientifically. They don't say the word of porosity or permeability. What they say, the diffusion of water into the land. If it's too much of diffusion, the sand is loose. So what they're saying here, you have to look at it. It's a diffusion. So basically porosity and permeability and the hardness of the compactness of the sand is determined by this. So this is the first step you do. After doing this, now the land is good, you're going forward with that. Test soil. Same thing, use the same qubit actually. And then what you do, collect the soil we built. Suppose 1.5 by 1.5, 1.5, you would have got some amount of soil. Collect the soil, don't throw it, keep it separated safely. The sunrise you do it, sleep the night, next day morning, early morning sunrise, you go there, fill up the same hole back. If the soil does not fill up, for example, you put all the soil, it is only going to 3/4 of the hole, then it's not a good sand because again it's loose, it has become big because you created the suddenly loosened, it's not able to fill. The soil fills exactly the same as before, it is a fat land. But if the soil is overfilled, that means some of the soil is left. That's a very good land because the land is very cohesive. You want to come back and close it. There's a gap you form. By digging a hole, you created a gap. For example, you're cutting a skin now, the skin is cut a hole, but naturally the skin will come and close it, right? That means the skin is very intact. Very similar to the soil. The soil is, you created a hole in the soil. If it's cohesive, you try to close it slowly. So it'll kind of squeeze itself slightly so that some soil will be left. That's a good sand because that is giving fertility. It wants to be cohesive. That is very, very important test for soil. Then after that, you do a second thing. What you do is dig a hole. It can be 0.5. They're saying 0.5 cubit, 0.5, 0.5. What you do is don't fill up the entire hole. Maybe 6 inches or 3 inches. You can leave it. Fill up very fresh, unboiled fresh cow milk. You put it up. Northern India, they do it very. South India, I don't think they do much. Maybe Kerala, they do it. But in the North India, it's very important. They do it even today. So leave it undisturbed. Again, some people say 15 minutes, some people say 30 minutes, some say 60 minutes. Not in minutes, the Narigas, they're saying that old days, right? That's what they're doing. But let us say they do it for 30 minutes now, or for 45 minutes, you leave it like this. If the milk gets spoiled, there is not a good land. If the milk is not unspoiled, there is a good land. That means very important. There's no bacteria to destroy the milk. Very important. That if there are bad bacteria in the milk, the land, it will destroy the milk immediately. If the milk is not destroyed, that means that the bacteria are good, very benign to the family, not harmful. It's very important to this test of the milk audit. The second, then they do is all of this they do one by one. It's not much. They all do this. Then they will allow the cows and bulls to go in the same plot if there's grass, and they let them grass and watch it very closely. If they are splitted, for example, the bull gets splitted and the cow gets splitted and they enjoy. That means a very fertile land because they are going towards a fertility and live harmful because the cow is different from other animals, which you can talk later. We can talk later about it. But when you do that, when they get splitted, they will know how they get splitted and all. The bull will get agitated, and then the cow will be very happy and comfortable. The cow will be comfortable. Then there's a beautiful land for somebody to live there because, like a cow, you're going to have children, you're going to do everything, so it's a good house tree there. And sometimes, if you have time, then what they do is they'll put also a seed, some seed into it, and then see whether the seed is coming as a plant next day or a week later. So this is because time is a problem here. Many people don't do that, but this is also very important, soil fertility. The next is very, very critical. Here also one of the things they will do is they fill up the pit with water, they'll throw some flower metals. And you know very well the earth is revolving around the sun in anti-clockwise direction. You see from North Pole, from South Pole it is clockwise. But if the observe the rotation of the flower petals, naturally it will go, it won't stay. Because of the earth movement, if you put a water there, the flower petals will slightly move. They won't rotate very fast, but slightly move to the right or left. If they move clockwise, it's a positive good land. That means the energy centers, the forces are acting on the plot is very, very good. And same thing, they will do the same thing with respect to 4 weeks. Now you put a small plate or some agarbatti, whatever you have, whatever they call it, a lamp, which can float in a plate. Put 4 on 4 sides, north, south, east, and west in that place, and leave them and flame them. The wick will be flaming. Light them. Observe for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. If all of them are active, it's a fantastic land. Only at least 2 of them are active. They are very good land. If all the 4 becomes extinguished, it's a bad land. Very importantly here, what you have to understand is the pit must be protected from the effects of wind. If the wind is coming, then all the flames will go. So you have to at least put the flame 6 inches or 9 inches below the top of the hole, so that the wind effect is not there. You protect it with somehow the wind is not affecting it. For both the flower petal design and the wick design, Maya Mother suggests very clearly that protect it from the wind by something. Also keep them slightly 6 inches, 9 inches from the top of the hole. These two are very critical because they are also going to give a very clear aspect of what is happening with respect to the rotation of the earth. So you can see how scientifically, how beautifully our ancestors have thought about it. It's not something blindly. This is related to the rotation. Because you may say, one question may ask, somebody may say, so the earth is rotating around the sun was found only in Copernicus, Kepler, and Galileo in 1543. How our Manasara people 1,000 years before do it? That is the catch. Aryabhatta, who actually on the 5th century, 1,000 years before this Copernicus, Kepler, Galileo, Bruno, and all these people from the Italians and European side, he said very clearly the earth is rotating around the sun. Aryabhatta said, I have this book Aryabhattiya, the book of Aryabhatta, very clearly says earth is revolving around the sun. But the problem is that time the customs, the culture, everybody was not believing him. They thought everything is revolving around the sun. So Aryabhatta, nobody bothered about it. Only Varaha Migira, who came 1,000 years after Aryabhatta, he reconfirmed. There's another person, I forgot his name, not Varaha Migira, Sambhuja somebody. He confirmed that even 200 years before Copernicus, he confirmed Earth is rotating around the sun, what Aryabhatta said. If you're really interested, I can share that chapter of Aryabhatta, how it is coming. He also told about eclipse. When people talked about Rahu Ketu, Aryabhatta said eclipse is forming because the moon is coming between the earth and sun, or earth is coming between moon and sun. He said very clearly, 1,500 years back. But that time, nobody accepted it. Nobody bothered about it. No, and this Aryabhatta was forgotten. So this is what they thought about very clearly at that time. And people, Manasara and Maya Mata, accepted the Vastu architecture. So these are the things. I want to stop here. Because these test soils are very important before we selecting the land. Now we selected the plot based on this. You have any questions? Please ask me now. We can discuss it because it's very important for you to understand. So please ask any questions if you have. All right, no questions, sir?
Sir, so this Vastu principle is followed in foreign countries?
No, sir. Nobody's following in the foreign countries except, I mean, Indians who are living there, they are trying to follow it based on the modern Vastu consultants. But the Western, in America and the Europe, some of the, like somebody called Trojans Berano, who actually translated the Maya Mata in English, he is trying to spread it in the Western country from 1917 onwards. So some Western people are using Vastu, especially Americas and Europe, where Indians are well established, and the some of the Britishers who translated Maya Mata and Manasara into English, they are trying to use it, but it's not widespread. They think that it's a Hindu religion because the problem is because, for example, we have Nyaya. Nyaya written by Rishi Kannada is much beyond Aristotle, Socrates, and Plato. They can't even come near Nyaya. But Nyaya was completely distorted by the British rule. When they came in, they put in dustbin. Because even our ritualistic
Sir, then what principle, say for example, US, what principle they are following, sir? They are not,
follow
they are
orientation.
just
They follow the orientation. Orientation, direction of sunlight, and air ventilation. That's the only thing they follow. They do not believe that yet has got connection to the developers of the house. They don't follow the Panchaputas and the 5 elements of the world. They don't follow that. But they will follow orientation, the direction of sunlight, the direction of air, the ventilation, and spacious and harmonious life. But they don't link with the yet and the other aspects. They don't link with it.
Thank you for this insight, sir.
Sir, this is Arvind here. Just
Yeah.
one question. When you said you need to have a soil test, is there any specific location like northwest or center of the plot we need to do this, or anywhere in that?
Mostly, you can do it either in the center, which is good, or in the northeast direction. That's what they say. They don't specify that you're not supposed to do it anywhere. But another advantage in Maya Mata, what they say, do it in all the 4 directions, not only one place. Do it at 4 places.
Okay.
To ensure that the whole plot is good, don't do it at only one place. Do it in all the 4 directions. If all the 4 directions are good, automatically the center one will be good. Don't need to do it. But Manasara says you can choose where you want to choose this, but he recommends the center part, Brahmasthana, or the northeast is the most important. But Maya Mata says do it at the 4 corners, northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest, and then automatically the 4 are good. The whole plot is good. But I think Maya Mata is good. Doing it at all the 4 corners will be very nice. I think. Very good, because you are sure that all the 4 corners are fertile and good soil. It's a good question, sir. Thank you.
This is Raman. So when you selecting the plan, is there any days or influence like okay, I should go on
Yes.
this day to select the plan?
Correct. That will come later. That definitely days are there. There's something called ceremonial days. Even for doing this test, it has to be aligned with the star nakshatra of the owner of the house. So there's a day for doing this. You can't do it any day. There's a day for doing it. You have to select the day for doing the soil test. Correct, sir. So also talks about ceremonial. If you look at that, if I go back quickly, if you look at that, the 10 items I put here, if you look at it here, the bottom one is the ceremonial. The ceremonial one is very important in Vastu. So this soil test has to be done at a particular day, and we'll come to that later. It is done from something called Amsa. Amsa is the one, and the Tithi and Vara, where the owner of the house star is aligned with when he's supposed to do this test, when he's supposed to start the Bhumi Puja, when he's supposed to enter the house, when he's supposed to do Karaga Pravesa, is coming from Tithi and Vara. We'll discuss it later, sir. So now we selected the plot with all these things. What is the next step now? Next step is the orientation. It's extremely critical to understand the orientation. So I'm going to put you the same question for you. The plot is there, plot 1, plot 2, plot 3, and plot 4. 3 different four point plots, and one is facing north, one is facing the east, one is facing south, one is facing west. Please, anyone can tell me which is the best. Suppose you selected the soil. Soil is good now. You completed. Soil is fantastic. You're ready to go. Now this is the orientation of the plot. Which one you select, sir? Which one do you think is the best?
Facing east or north, sir?
Okay, that's a good answer. That's a good answer because that is what most of the recommended action comes. But what happens if it's facing south or west? What happens?
It. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
So a lot of Vastu consultants say south facing is bad, west facing is bad, don't do that. You always choose an east and north. This only came last 200, 300 years back. This all came because of the real estate brokers wanted to sell the land. They said north facing house is good, they increase the value of the price. So even if you go to a plot, if there are 100 plots, every north and east facing plots will be more expensive than south and northwest facing house. So that's why they try to sell it. Really, because it's most from the real estate brokers and the people who are selling the plots. But in Vastu Shastra, all the four directions are good. But one important thing, the front door makes a difference between what you are. We have to create what is the purpose of, we'll come to the later. Why are you constructing the house? That is what is important. You want to live there, or you want to put as an investment, you want to rent it out for somebody else, or you want to run as a guest house. It all makes a difference. So all the four directions are equally good, but where you want to keep the front door, the main entrance, depends upon what is the purpose of your house. You will have three, right? You will live with your own family, you want to go there. Secondly, probably you are investing a second or third house. I will give for rent for making money out of it. Third is you may use as a guest house. Some people will come and go. There's not temporary people. A lot of different people come, different energies come. So if you are depending upon which purpose of the house, you have to then decide the direction of the front door. It's not blindly you can say that I'm going to put a. You already have a house you're living. You're constructing a second house for investment purpose. You cannot apply that principle because it is totally different purpose. For investment purpose, you're become a trader. You are a Vaishya. You are a trader. You are making money out of it. Then it has to be not a dual-less place. It is a rental place. And then when a rental place comes in, then people are like, I'll just right to 1 year, the one tenant will be there. Next year, another tenant will come. The third tenant come. The energy levels are going to change. Their life is going. Their way of life is going to be different. So the house is going to be affected. That will also have an impact on you because you're getting money out of the house. So it's not easy to decide which one. So generally, north and east direction is correct, as somebody said. But all the four directions are important. So we will come to that which one is best later on when you decide the main entrance door. But right now, north and east is very good because, as he correctly pointed out, eastern direction is a sunlight direction. North and north is a sunlight direction. So basically, anything towards the sunlight is a fantastic direction. No doubt at all. South and west cannot be discarded, but because they don't see the sunlight in the early morning, air ventilation they don't see, it is not recommended. So we have selected north or east now. The next one, this is an important question for you. There are the same plot. You selected the plot now. Now, plot one, there are four ratings. So the southwest elevation of this 2.3 feet is a very important question to all of you. I want you to answer it. Southwest elevation should be 2.3 feet. Northeast elevation is 4.3 in the first one. The second one, southwest elevation is 4.3. Northeast elevation 3.3. Third one is 6.3 and 6.3 is very level field. And the fourth one is southwest is 9.3 feet, northeast 3.3 feet. Just for you to make to understand, is I've given this. So here, if you look at it, southwest is low, northwest is high here. Northeast high in the first one. The second one, southwest is high, northeast is low. Third one is flat, and the fourth one, southwest is high, northeast is low. Tell me, sir, which one is the best plot in this?
Last ones.
Last
Plot
one.
4, sir.
The
Plot
fourth
2,
one.
sir. Plot 2.
So why are you saying plot 2? Why are you saying plot 4?
So there'll be when southwest rise is very high. Okay, that is actually always good because the flow from southwest to northeast will be a much better flow.
Okay. That's why you're saying 4, plot 4.
Yes.
Okay. Why are you saying plot 2?
So the same thing, sir, because the northeast is actually at a lower elevation compared to the southwest, so the flow will be there.
Okay, good. Both the answer is correct. The principle is correct. What you said, absolutely correct. Very good. But there is a caveat. There is a qualification criteria. The maximum slope should not be more than 5 degrees. So if you look at that one, your 9.3 feet and 3.3, the slope will be around 12 degrees. That is why the plot number 2, if you look at 4.3 to 3.3, it is only going by 1 feet. So that slope tangent will be less than 5 degree in angle. That's why the second is very important. What happens, because what Vastu says, if the fourth one is also very good, as correctly pointed out, from a principle perspective. Suppose it is more than 10 degrees slope, you have to fill up the land, right? You have to make sure you can't construct a house. House cannot be at 10 degrees. You have to fill up the land to make it level and do something like that. So Vastu does not prescribe that by But when you want to fill up the land, you can only fill up the land for a maximum of 5 degrees. You can't fill up more than that. If you do that, the whole earth loses the capability of the original earth's capacity. So if you raise the land such a very high level, the capacity will go down. So do not fill up, adjust the land based on filling up. So they're recommending that maximum 5 degree slope, you take it, which is the best option. So option 2 is the best option to do, which is very good, and we select that one. So remember, this is very, very important. The maximum slope is 5 degrees. That's what is happening. So in the fourth one, the slope is more than 5 degrees. So one of the things, some people say 10 degrees also good. But 10 degrees means you can ask any civil engineers who are in this session, your friend, anybody, to kind of level the 10 degree slope for a 70 by 70 plot. It's not an easy task. You have to fill up a lot of sand and fill it up and develop and all these things. And actually that original soil's capacity and characteristics will be lost. That is why it's important. The less than 5 degrees is very, very good. So we selected the, so this is our next one. This is what's the most critical, sir. We have to do a lot of calculations. It will take your mind off. So we have to think about it. You have the same plot. You selected it based on the slope and the soil test, everything you have selected now, shape. Now you have to select the size of it. The plot has got 60 by 60 or 45 by 80 or 40 by 90. Which one you will choose? Now this one is not easy to answer. It comes from 6 calculations. Calculations are Aya, Vyaya, Riksha, Vara, Chidi, and Yoni. These 6 calculations you have to do. Everything is a formula. We have to do it now. We are going to do it now. Because if you don't do this, then the whole Vastu is wasted time. You cannot do it. Even if you have already purchased a plot, you're not doing anything else. You already purchased a plot. Before constructing the house, if you don't do this calculation, then you're not applying Vastu science. No Vastu consultant will apply this. Yeah, I can challenge that because no Vastu consultant understand these 6 calculations. Some architects will understand. The qualified architect, he may know it. Some qualified Vastu consultant may know this. So they are maybe 10-20%, give them out. But majority of the Vastu consultants will not do this. Majority of the architects will not do that. But some architects I know personally also, somebody is very, very intelligent, very knowledgeable about the system, they will apply it. So you have to find an architect who understands this. You have to find a Vastu consultant who understands this. A Vastu consultant you're going to use, an architect you're going to use. If he does not know this, you think about, because he may be good in Western style of architecture design without applying Vastu there. So that's a different thing. That is your call to use him or not. But if you really want to do 100% perfect Vastu, then the architect you're employing, the Vastu consultant you're employing should know this very importantly. What do you do for Ayadi Sadhuvarga calculations, right? The first step we have to do now is IR Vyasa measurement. In the olden days, the measurements are taken by the owner of the house. Today you take a measuring tape or laser, whatever it is. But since the dweller of the house is kind of aligned with the ground around the earth, you have to do a measurement based on the owner's hand. Sometimes owner's hand, it may be a female or a male. So the one angle is measured between the first and second planks of the middle finger. For some people, depending upon the size of the hand, it will be 0.75 inches or 1 inch, whatever. So if you measure it, and 24 angulars is equal to 1 asta. Okay, so if it is 0.75, it is 1.5 feet. If it is 1 inch, it will be 2 feet. So many people don't do it today. Today, many people just use a measuring tape. They don't care. So one mason, one plot guy just go and measure it up. No owner is getting involved. As I said, it's like rituals. Owners are not getting involved in anything. They don't even go. They send some surveyor, he measures it and gives it to you. There's no connection for him. The surveyor will go away. He's not going to live in the house. He only mechanically measures and gives to you. In our Vastu system, everything is linked. Life is interconnected. So if you want to use if you want to construct it, the best option is to use your angula or asta. Directly also you can measure asta from the elbow to the top of the middle finger, which is also equal to 1 asta. So for our exercise today, we'll take 1 asta is equal to 1.5 feet, because today we are only measuring in feet or meters. So asta we have to convert it. We'll use 1.5 feet, right? So keep your calculator, keep your book or Excel sheet ready. So just imagine you are buying this house and you have 3 different directions. So before we do that, there's a qualification, boss, very important. There are a lot of calculations for Aya. Because of various modern Vastu text interpretations, even the new modern Vastu experts who wrote books, actually, they have created their own formula. Manasara Maya was different altogether. This is basically, you can look at 5 or 6, 7 formulas will be there. Which one to use is very complex. If you ask some Vastu expert, he will use one formula, another one will use another formula. So there's no consistency. I want to be very clear on that. There's a various method. We don't want to waste our time on method. There's a method based on length and breadth only. There's a method based on length plus breadth. There's a method based on perimeter. Best method on parameters, area, like that. So there's various methods and formulas there. Which one is right? It's very difficult depending upon who you talk to. So what I've done, personally, I've done a lot of research. I went to each and every aspect of the 7 books I told about and all the modern concepts, identified the fundamental principles. So I created, this is the only, based on the principles of Vastu, divided by all this old and classic architecture, method 4 will work. Basically, it's a perimeter is a fundamental factor used to use this one. So it's everything is important here to understand the number 8, number 12, number 9, number 10, everything has got a sense. There's a principle behind it, which is also used in the previous one. Everybody uses it also. Here you can see 8 and 12, 9, 10 is not changed. I don't change anything on that. It's the same one as they used. Only the criteria of perimeter I brought in, mainly because of various aspects of it. Because you don't have only one axis, you have a north and south axis, east and west axis. Your energies are confined with the 4 boundaries. Your length with 2 times, north, west, east, and south. So that means the perimeter is where your energies are maintained. I have done a detailed justification, one full chapter in my book, why this has to be selected. Now somebody can challenge me and say, I want to use what the Manasara says, what Samrangana says. I don't want, no problem. If you want to use any of them based on whichever book is used, please follow it. Nothing wrong in that. Okay, so for this exercise, but I am saying that some of the things are, because one issue is that you are living in a house bounded by 4 boundaries, 4 boundary conditions. There's a north wall, south wall, east wall, west wall. So for me, that method 4, the boundary perimeter, is the right one. So many people like Shashikala Anand, one of the greatest Vastu experts in the 20th century, and many people use the perimeter mainly because of that. So I kind of going through the expert's approach and justified this. So we'll take the perimeter. So let us do the Aya calculations now. So please take your, I'm also going to join you and I'm going to do the same calculations. First we'll do the Aya, but most importantly, Aya must be greater than Vyaya. That is, Aya means income. It's a gain. If Aya is good, you're going to gain. The house will give you gain, income, peace, harmony, whatever. Vyaya will be the opposite. It will actually put, it's not bad, it will put resistance. If Vyaya is high, suppose many people have seen this. Real life, people have seen that. You're done. You work for 6 months to sign a contract. Done, everything is done. Suddenly, the day you're going to sign the contract is not signed. You lose the contract. Some resistance happens, or somebody has taken over from you. Something else happens. So Vyaya puts a resistance to that. That's what is kind of Aya and Vyaya. Aya is gain. Vyaya is a resistance to gain. It will oppose you. So you have to make sure Aya is greater than Vyaya in the house. That's what is important. So please calculate now based on these 3 plots here. You have to first divide. It's very tedious. Okay. If somebody is getting bored, tell me, I will stop here because I'll give the answer straight away. But it's very important that if you want to do it, if you want to learn the process of Vastu architecture, you have to divide 60 by 60 by 1.5 to convert that first into Asta, right? So that's what we should do. First is converting that into Asta, divided by 60 by 60. Just an example, we take the first one. So if you take 60 divided by 1.5, it is 40, right? The 6 is another 60, 1.5 is 40. So 40 Asta by 40 Asta. This plot is 40 Asta by 40 Asta. So we go here. What is the formula now? Length is 40 Asta, breadth is 40 Asta. 40 plus 40 is 80. Multiply that by 2 is 160. All of you got 160 now. Then multiply 160 by 8 is 1280. Divide that by 12. You will get 106.66. So you have to get the remainder. 106 is not important for us. What is this 100.66? So 0.67, you take it, multiply it by 12, you get 8.04. So Aya is 8. You got 8 for Aya. That is 8 is the remainder. I hope you got it right. The remainder of the calculation. length is 40 asta, B is 40 asta, length plus B is 80, multiplied by 2 is 160, divided by multiplied by 8 is 1280, divided by 12 is 106.67. 106 discard, we don't want that. The 0.67 multiplied by 12, you'll get 8.04. That means Aya is 8. Everybody got it? Anybody's got any doubt on that? I just didn't want to put the number so that everybody got a doubt. Everybody's got 8 calculation.
Why are we multiplying by 12?
Not multiplying by 12, dividing by 12.
No, for 8.04 you are getting 0.67 into 12.
The 0.67 you have to convert into higher number. No, 0.67 is the remainder. You have to multiply by 12.
Why,
Because
why,
0.67 is the remainder.
no, why we are multiplying by 12?
See, you are dividing by 12, right? There's 1 to 12. The fraction is 1 to 12. The fraction is given 0.67. You are converting into a whole number. Because you have to convert that into a whole number, you have to multiply the number you are dividing with. This is standard mathematics, right? 12 is the division number. That means Aya will be from 1 to 12, the remainder. So what is the whole number? So 0.67, you multiply by 12, the number we are dividing to. Suppose you are putting, for example, Vyaya, you got 10 now. If you are doing the same 0.67, you have to multiply by 10. Whichever is the number you are dividing with, you have to multiply.
Okay.
To give the whole number.
Okay.
So if you get 8 now, so what you do, this table is very important. I can pass on the table to everybody if you want. You have to look at what is 8. 8 is basically, Aya's 8 is Kakaya, disturbed, peace and bad. That means if that 60 by 60 from Aya perspective is not good because it's going to be disturb you or peace. So don't select the field Aya, 60 by 60. So once Aya is bad, we don't even do Vyaya because what is the use of doing Vyaya? Forget it. The 60 by 60 is not a good place. You don't want that. So let's look at the 45 by 80 now. So the 45 by 80, so same thing, 45 divide this by 1.5 is 30 and 80 divided by 1.5 is 53.33. Okay. So 30 plus 53.3 equal to 83.3 multiplied by 2, which is 166.6 multiplied by 8, which is 1332.8 divided by 12. So you get 111.06. Whatever it is. So you take this 111, you discard the 0.067, you take it and multiply by 12, you get 0.8. 0.8 means 1. So your II number is 1 now. So I hope everybody got 0.804. It is equal to 1, the nearest round off number. And you look at the table now. So 1 is victory and good. Divaja, 1 is one of the best actually, which is very, that means that 4560 is very good. So now we have to identify that Aya must be greater than Vyaya. This is income, which is good. But what is the resistance Vyaya is going to give? See, this is what this very scientific principle is that they didn't blindly say you take one go. They said there's a resistance to it. So the resistance you have to calculate now. So go to Vyaya now. Keep 1. Aya 1 is very good. Fantastic. No problem at all. Now we have to look at the Vyaya. So length we know is 30 and the breadth is 53.3. 83.3 into 2 is 166.6 multiplied by 9, which is 1499.4 something divided by 10. So it's almost 0, right? Basically it says 149.94. So 0.94. Sorry, my calculator went off. So you see that it will come to point 10 or something. Where will come as 10. So we have to go back to the table of Vyaya and see what is this talking about. So 10, you look at it, is neutral and auspicious. Is 10 or 0? It can be 10 or 0. Is neutral and auspicious. Okay. So 10 or 0. So Ia is 1. Now VIA is 0. We can take it as 0, 10 or 0. That means Ia is greater than VIA. And VIA also is neutral and auspicious. That means that 45 by 80 is a good plot based on Ia and VIA. You got it, everybody? It's very important to understand that.
Sir, in this, you have told 0.1 is coming, then you multiply by 10, again it comes as 10.
Yeah, it's okay, 10 or 0. 10 or 0. Sorry, 10 or 0. See, 10 can be either taken as 10 or 0. The last remainder can be 10 or 0 because very close to 10, right? Is divided by 10 is equal to 1. So you can get 10 or 0. So we put 0, then it's Ia is greater than VIA.
Okay.
I should have put 10 or 0 in my presentation. I forgot to add that. So it's kind of 10 or 0. It's actually mostly 0. When you do that, is when 10 by 10 is supposed to be 0, right? Remainder. So it can be 0. Same thing, 12 or 0, 8, 10 or 0 it is. So 1 is greater than 0, and also the 0 is neutral and auspicious. So this 45 by 80 plot is good plot. So if everybody's got that one, we can try the third one if you want to, just to see what it is. 40 by 90. Please use that 40 by 1.5, which is the ASTA calculation, 26.67, and 90 by 1.5, which is 60. So 26.67 plus 60 is 86.67. Multiply by 2, 173.34. Multiply that by 9, divided that by 10. So it's basically 0. It is 0.006. 0.006 into 12 is almost equal to 0 or like that. So
1 minute, sir. 1 minute. For 40 into 1.5, 26.67 and 90 into 1.60 plus into 2, multiply into 2, correct?
Correct. 40 by 1.5, which is 26.6, correct? So 26.67 plus
60, total 86.67, multiply into 2.
Right, 173.3. Correct?
Then?
Multiply by 9. Multiply that by 9.
Why this is the factor?
This is a formula, right? The formula is given here. So if you look at
multiply
the formula,
into 9.
9. And then you'll get 1,560 something.
You are doing for Vyaya now?
Yeah, we are doing for Vyaya.
1559.7.
No. 26.67 plus 60 into 2 into 9 will give you 1,560, sir.
Correct. That's why it is a round up figure, 1,560.
0.06 is small number. Then you divide this by 10 now. Divide this by 10, you'll get 156.006. 156 you can discard, is a whole number, but the 0.06006 you have to multiply by 10 now, which will give you 0.06 almost equal to 0. 0.06 has no value, so it's considered 0. So you have this is IA's number 0. Now we have done the VIA calculation here.
Sir, in the formula, there is no need to divide by 1.5 the length and breadth, but you have divided, I think.
No, we have to divide. Now we are converted into ASTA, right? Because this is based on ASTA only. The formula is based on ASTA, not by feet. So you have to convert that feet into ASTA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to convert that to ASTA. Every feet or even meter, you have to convert that into feet and then divide it by 1.5 to get ASTA. Suppose you are measuring for your hand. I have just an example. And you have a very long hand you have. Your ASTA can become 2 feet, not 1.5 feet. So that time you will divide by 2 if you are going to use the owner's hand.
But it is better if you would have mentioned there, divided by ASTA.
Okay. I didn't mention it here. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mention that. I didn't mention that feet has to be divided by 1.5. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so now if you look at this VI we got 0 here, and then we'll go to the IA calculation for the same thing. 26.67.
Vyaya is coming 6, sir, because it is 1506.06. When you divide by 10, it becomes 150.606.
No, you have to,
So
no,
it
you have
is-
to multiply. Now, 1560.006 is coming, right?
Yes, sir. Divide by 10.
1560.006. No, you have to take the 006 only. 1560. So I'll multiply again. 26.67, sir, plus 60 into 2, 173.34 into 9, 1560.6. Divided by 10, you'll get 156.006. Correct? You got 156.006. Right, sir? Hello? I think you're muted. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct. Yeah.
So now you have to discard the 156, multiply the 006 by 10 with 10. So you get 0.06. 0.06 is almost equal to 0. You can round it off to 1 because 0.06 is not closer. Even if you, so it's 0 only. So Vyaya is 0 for us in the third one. So we'll calculate the Aya now. The same 26.6.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
You have the factors like 2 into 18 by 12. 2 into 18 by 12 அப்படின்னாக்கா clean you can put it as எவ்வளோ 16 by 2 1.25 போட்டுடலாம். அது மாதிரி 2 into 9 by 10 அது மாதிரி 1.8 போட்டுடலாம். You can simplify the formula no so that
No,
you can bring
There's
in
a purpose. Beautiful. That's a
1.5.
good question actually. நீ பண்ணது ஏன் பண்ணக்கூடாது அப்படின்னா ஒன்னொன்று இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பாயிண்ட் இருக்கு. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஆயா வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா what is that 8, what is that 12 is very important. The 8 represents the cardinal directions. North, south, east, west, southeast, northeast, southwest and northwest. அது 8 டைரக்ஷன் தான் 8. The 12 வந்து 12 months zodiac sign. So you're dividing that zodiac 12 months into 8. இங்க வேலை 9 இருந்து வந்து 9 is the 9 planets கிரகா as per astrology. அது 9 planets ரெப்ரசென்ட் பண்ணுது. அது 9 planets ரெப்ரசென்ட் பண்ணும்போது it is coming to that. And the 10 has got a number with the dashaன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Dasha means தசாவதாரம் கிடையாது. Dasha means 10 elements of this. If you remember, there are 8 directions. Then there's a Urdhva and Adhas. மொத்தம் 10 இருக்கு. அந்த 10 தான் அந்த வியாயில் டிவைட் பண்றது. So that is the symbolic representation of that. இப்ப சிம்பிளிஃபை பண்ணி நீங்க சொல்ற மாதிரி மேத்தமெட்டிக்கலா பண்ணிட்டேன்னா யாருக்குமே இது புரியாது. 8ன்றது என்ன 12ன்றது என்னன்றது புரியாம போயிடும். அதுதான் இது வந்து பர்பஸ்ஃபுல்லாவே யாருமே மாத்தாம அப்படியே வச்சிருக்காங்க சார்.
Okay. Well done.
Sir, you said 0.06 is nearly can be taken equivalent to 0.
0, yeah.
If it is 0.7 or 0.8,
it will be taken 1. It will be taken as 1.
So anything below 0.06 can be taken as 0.
Yes, sir. No, 0.07 is also
No.
0, sir.
No. அவர் அப்படி சொல்ல இல்லையா நீங்க சொல்றது அந்த 5 ஃபேக்டர் தானே சொல்றீங்க. 0.5க்கு மேல இருந்தா 1, 0.5க்கு கீழே இருந்தா
No, the remainder 106.06ங்கறாங்க. அதுல 0.06 வந்தாலே it can be taken as 0 ன்னு சொல்றாங்க சார்.
ஏன்னா 0.06க்கு பதிலா suppose it is 0.49 வரைக்கும் 0 இல்லையா சார்?
Correct, sir. Correct. Absolutely right. You're right.
0.49 வரைக்கும் 0, 0.5 and above வந்து 1. அதான்.
Correct.
இல்ல 0.06மே 0 தான் சொன்னாங்க சார்.
ரிமைண்டரே வரலனா
சார் 0.06 ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல 6/100 ஆச்சு. 0.06லாம் டெஃபினட்டா 0 தான். நான் கேக்குறது 0.49.
அது 0 தான் சார்.
0.49 வருது. இன்னொருத்துல 0.5 வருது. 0.06ங்கிறது ரொம்ப சிம்பிளான கால்குலேஷன். ஏன்னா 0.06 வெரி மச் நியர் டு 0. 0.49 வந்துச்சுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? அதையும் 0 தானே எடுத்துக்கணும் நீங்கன்னு கேக்குறேன்.
0.09 0 தான் சார். 0.9 வந்து 1. Anything up, you correct சொன்னீங்க. Up to 0.49 is 0 only. Anything above 0.49 is 1, sir.
Correct. Okay.
Now we have to do the Aya calculations now, which is basically again 26.67 plus 60 into 8 into 2 into 8. 1386 வரும்.
சார் அங்க கூட பாருங்க, நீங்க L மட்டும் தான் நீங்க வந்து 1.5 ஆல டிவைட் பண்றீங்க. B வந்து 1.5 ஆல டிவைட் பண்ண மாட்டீங்க.
ஆமா சார் பண்றேன் சார். because the third one is 90 feet இல்ல 1.5 டிவைட் பண்ணா 60
வரும். ஓகே சரி ஓகே.
சோ இப்போ பண்ணீங்கன்னா இப்போ வந்து 26.67 plus 60 into 2 into 8 divided by 12 போட்டா 115.56 வருது. இந்த 0.56 into 12 பண்ணோம்னா 6.72 வருது is equal to 7. So நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த third part பாத்தீங்கன்னா you go to this 7 is beautiful, Gaja, royalty and good. It is actually fantastic. 7 is the best number for Aya. Anybody wants to do Aya best, you try to get the plot size for 7, which is a number 1. Then you already gone 0 for Aya, which is neutral. That means this plot is the best plot of all the 3. Second plot is good. Third plot is superior plot. First plot is not good at all. So இந்த 3 plotல வந்து based on the Aya and calculationல வந்து நம்மளுக்கு இந்த third plot is the superior plot. Second plot is a very good plot. First plot is no good at all. So இதே calculation நம்ம எந்த plotக்கும் போட முடியும். அது போட்டோம்னா அந்த Aya and Vyaya the first, because income against resistance. Vyaya வந்து is not a loss. A lot of people make a mistake and say Vyaya will bring you misfortune, death, disease அப்படிலாம் சொல்லி கொடுப்பாங்க. அதெல்லாம் தப்பு. It is resistance to your success. அது வந்து resistance force, opposite force அது. As long as we keep the table now, I'll send it to Gopi and Gopi can translate to everybody. So they can use this as a reference, sir.
Sir, இந்த length and breadth ரெண்டையுமே தான 1.5 ஆல டிவைட் பண்ணனும்.
Correct sir, correct.
Sir, இப்போ for today's practical situation 99.9% of the plots are not in proper dimension. அந்த மாதிரி என்ன பண்றது?
அது அப்ப கரெக்ஷன் பண்ணனும் சார். அது வரும். We'll come to that later. That's a correction, remedial action. அது பண்றது இருக்கு தனியா. அது வரும் தனியா.
ஓகே.
ஏன்னா பிளாட் போடுறவங்க வந்து இதெல்லாம் கால்குலேட் பண்றதே இல்லையா சார். பிளாட் போட்டு விக்கிறவங்க வந்து யாரோ பண்றாங்க. அவங்க இதெல்லாம் பாதர் பண்றதே இல்லை. அவங்க ஜஸ்ட் மேக்கிங் 40/60 or 30/60 அப்படி போட்டு வித்துறாங்க சார். அவங்க பாதர் பண்றது இல்ல, அவங்க பண்றதே இல்லையா. nobody bothers about it. இல்ல வாங்குறவங்களும் பாதர் பண்றது இல்ல, வாஸ்து கன்சல்டன்ட்ஸ்க்கும் தெரியுது இல்ல. many architects also don't follow this regulation.
Not telling that way. இப்ப ஒரு பக்கம் லென்த் வந்து 50 இருக்கும், இன்னொரு பக்கம் லென்த் வந்து 62 இருக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும்போது நீங்க கால்குலேஷன் எப்படி பண்ணுவீங்கன்னு கேக்குறேன்.
calculation பண்ணணும். சேம் calculation 50 divided by 1.5 62 divided by 1.5 அந்த ஃபார்முலா அப்ளை பண்ணுங்க. அதே இந்த டேபிள் யூஸ் பண்ணி ஆயா வசதியா செக் பண்ணிட்டு முடிச்சிருங்க. எந்த லென்த் அண்ட் பிரெத்னா அதேதான், சேம் ஃபார்முலா தான் யூ அப்ளை. திஸ் இஸ் தி ஃபார்முலா.
இல்ல ஒரு பிளாட்டுக்கு ரெண்டு பக்கம் லென்த் இருக்கும் இல்லையா
சார்? ட்ரெபசாய்டல் பிளாட்டா இருந்தா என்ன பண்றதுன்னு கேக்குறேன்.
we'll come to that. Trapezoidal plot will come sir. Separately will come to irregular shapes later வரலாம் சார். இது வந்து ரெக்டாங்குலர் அண்ட் ஸ்கொயர் பிளாட்டுக்கு மட்டும் தான் இந்த ஃபார்முலா அப்ளிகபிள்.
ஓகே.
ட்ரெபசாய்டல் வரும்போது will come to that later. அங்க அது irregular shapes எப்படி ஹேண்டில் பண்றதுன்னு பாப்போம். இந்த பிளாட் சொல்றீங்க இல்லையா? this type of plot சொல்றீங்க இல்லையா?
கரெக்ட்.
இந்த பிளாட் சொல்றீங்க இல்லையா?
எஸ் எஸ்.
அது நம்ம ரெமிடியலுக்கு வரும் சார். லேட்டரா வரும். சப்போஸ் நீங்க வாங்கிட்டீங்க ஆல்ரெடி, you already purchased it, there's no choice actually. அது எப்படி பண்றது நம்ம லேட்டரா வருவோம் சார். we'll talk about it later. So இப்போ சார் இதான் சார் இது பண்ணியாச்சு. ஆனா பத்தாது. it is not enough sir. Most important now you have to link the owner of the house, owner's wife of the house, அவங்களோட ஸ்டார் கான்ஸ்டலேஷனை பிளாட்டோட ஸ்டாருக்கு நம்ம பண்ணணும். இதுதான் ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ரிக்ஷா தான் the most critical in all the things. Without rickshaw you can't select a plot. இது வந்து ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஸ்டெப். இது கொஞ்சம் ரொம்ப காம்ப்ளிகேட்டட் ஸ்டெப் சார். இது வந்து ஆக்சுவலா நான் வந்து இப்போ டைரக்டாவே நான் போட்டுட்டு ஆன்சர் காமிச்சிடலான்னு பார்த்தேன். பட் அது போட்டோம்னா யாருக்கும் புரியாதுன்றதால ஒரு ஸ்டெப் பை ஸ்டெப் போகலாம். இந்த ரிக்ஷா மட்டும் ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஆக்சுவலி. ஆயா அதோட இது மச் மோர் காம்ப்ளிகேட்டட் கால்குலேஷன். பட் சிம்பிளா பாத்தீங்கன்னா எடுத்துக்கலாம். ஒரு ஓனர் இருக்காங்க,
முத்துக்குமார், அதாவது இது ஒரு ஓனர்ல இருந்து இப்ப ஜெனரேஷன்ஸ்க்கு ஒரு ஹவுஸ் இருக்கணும்னா எப்படி அதை எடுத்துட்டு போறது?
இப்ப வந்து ஃபாதர் வாங்கியிருப்பாரு, அவர் இறந்து போயிட்டு இருப்பாரு, அதுக்கப்புறம் சன்னுக்கு வந்திருக்கும். அப்போ அந்த சன்னுடைய மாறாது. அப்போ we have to அப்ப எனர்ஜிஸ் சேஞ்ச் ஆகும்போது அதான் நீ பாத்துருக்கலாம். ஃபாதர் வந்து ரெண்டு இதை பார்க்கலாம். ஃபாதர் இருக்கும்போது நல்லா வாழ்ந்திருப்பாரு, சூப்பரா இருந்திருக்கும். திடீர்னு இறந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் அந்த வீடு பிரச்சனையில போயிடும், பசங்களை ஹேண்டில் பண்ண முடியாம போயிடும், அந்த டெஸ்ட்ராய் பண்ணும், ஃபேமிலி டெஸ்ட்ராய் ஆயிடும். அம்மா சைடுல வந்து ஃபாதர் ரொம்ப மோசமா இருப்பாரு, நல்லாவே இருக்க மாட்டாரு. அவர் இருந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் பசங்க வந்து சூப்பரா அந்த வீடு கொண்டு வந்துருவாங்க. எனர்ஜி சேஞ்சஸ் அது வந்து நேச்சுரல் பினாமினா. அப்போ வந்து என்ன பண்ணோம், இப்போ ஃபாதர் இறந்துட்டாங்க அப்படின்னா அது வந்து பசங்க ஓவர் டேக்கிங் ஓவர் as owner of the house அவங்களுக்கு ரீமாடிஃபை பண்ணி அதை வந்து ஹார்மோனைஸ் பண்ணணும். ரெமிடியல் ஆக்ஷன் வந்து கொடுத்துருக்காங்க எப்படி பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஸோ ஜென்ரேஷன்ஸ் பை ஜென்ரேஷன்ஸ் அதுவும் மாறும். அது கரெக்ட் தான். குட் கொஸ்டின் ராஜ்குமார். பட் இட் ஹஸ் டு பி ஹார்மோனைஸ்ட்.
ஓகே.
ஸோ இப்போ வந்து புதுசாக கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ணி தான் பார்க்குறோம். தி ஓனர் ஆஃப் த ஹவுஸ் வந்து 45 வயசுன்னு வச்சுங்க. அவங்க ஒய்ஃபுக்கு வந்து 41 years. ஸ்டார் வந்து அஸ்வினி, ஓனருக்கு ஸ்பௌஸுக்கு வந்து அஸ்தான்னு வச்சுங்களேன். ஃபார் டைம் பீங் வந்து ஓனர் வந்து மேல் அண்ட் ஸ்பௌஸ் வந்து ஃபீமேல் வச்சுப்போம். இட் கேன் பி ஆப்போசிட் ஆல்சோ ரைட். female also can own a house. So, but just for Ashwini and Asta, அது ரெண்டு பேரும் அவங்களுக்கு இருக்கு. இப்ப நான் பண்ணியாச்சு எல்லாமே. இந்த ஃபார்முலா வந்து சேம் ஃபார்முலா. Divide the length by 1.5, divide the breadth by 1.5, multiply by 2, 8 divided by 27. இந்த 27 சார், 27 வந்து again number of stars. 27 வந்து சொன்னீங்க ஒரு क्वेश्चन கேட்டீங்க இல்லையா? 27 வந்து number of stars represent. Please go on mute, madam. Please. Can you go on mute, please?
Made your speaker echoic generating.
8 வந்து cardinal direction, 27 வந்து number of
Hello.
stars.
Your voice is echoed.
No, is
Echo generation in there.
mute பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. So somebody can mute it, please. Okay. So இதுல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா சார், இப்போ வந்து 2 into length by breadth divided by 1.5 per feet into 8 by 27. 27 வந்து number of stars. 8 வந்து cardinal directions. இப்போ வந்து நம்ம பார்ப்போம். இப்போ அதே நம்ம செலக்ட் பண்ணிட்டோம் இல்லையா? இப்போ அந்த வீடு செலக்ட் பண்ணிட்டோம். இது பண்ணோம் 40 by 90 was the best house நம்ம செலக்ட் பண்ணிருக்கோம். 40 by 90. இப்போ அந்த 40 by 90 பார்க்கும்போது அதே 40 by 90 41.5 டிவைட் பண்ணா 26.67 plus 60 into 2. ஆச்சா? இப்போ வந்து 8ஆல மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணனா 1386 வரும். டிவைட் பை 27 வந்துன்னா 51.36 வரும்.
Sir, 1 minute. 173.3 into 8. It is showing 1380. Correct?
You're talking about 138 LB L8, so 26.67
plus 60 equal to 86.67 multiply into 2.
Yeah.
It is coming 173.3.
Correct, sir. Correct.
Multiply into 8. Correct?
Correct. Yeah.
It is showing some value.
Yeah. It's showing about the 1386.72.
1386.72.
Yeah.
Then divided by
27.
Divided by 27.
27 stars.
Okay. Okay.
இப்போ வந்து 51.36 வரும். 51.36 you will get.
This is for this is for
But divided by 27 போட்டா 51.36 வருமா?
வருது. Okay.
என்ன பண்ணனும்? இப்போ வந்து 51.36ல வந்து you have to bring it to the star now. இப்போ வந்து 51.36 இருக்குல்ல, -27 போடுங்க. ஒரு 27 ஒன்னு பண்ணுங்க. இது ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இது. So you get 24.36 வரும்.
Correct, sir.
அது வந்து அது 24, that means 0 to 27 ஸ்டார்ஸ்ல இது 24 ஸ்டார், 24th ஸ்டார் தான் அந்த லேண்டோட ஸ்டார். அது 21st ஸ்டார் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா it is சத்ய நட்சத்திரம், சதாபிஷேகா. இதுதான் ஆக்சுவல் சதாபிஷேகா இஸ் குரூப் 3. இத வந்து என்ன பண்ணும்? You have to divide that into 3. இது வந்து 24.3 வந்து 3 ஆல் டிவைட் பண்ணனும். It will come to 8. Okay.
Okay.
சதாபிஷேகா வந்து நம்ம சதாபிஷேக நட்சத்திரம் வந்துருச்சு. நம்ம டிவைட் பண்ணி 3 ஆல் டிவைட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா because this divided into 3 groups 27 வந்து 3 ஆல் டிவைட் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க.
Okay. Each group having a 9. Okay.
So ஸ்டாரோட லேண்டோட ஸ்டார் வந்து 24 சதாபிஷேகா சதய நட்சத்திரம். அதுல வந்து டிவைட் பை 3 குரூப் எந்த குரூப்புக்கு போறோம்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா 8ல வரும். டிவைட் பண்ணா 8 வரும். அது 8ஓட எஃபெக்ட் வந்து இங்க கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. 8 வந்து பார்த்தா மைத்ரம் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஷிப். This is good. The house is good. Not a problem at all. இப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும்னா
sir, sorry to interrupt. Can you work out, sir, in this using a sketch pen?
Okay. Hey, Mr. Can I use a whiteboard?
Sir, in this slide itself, we can write it and can wipe it off. I think. Can try.
இதே பண்ண முடியுமா?
I'm unable to understand the calculation.
Okay.
Then
So
better you type it in the chat box itself. That is better.
நான் வந்து என்ன பண்றேன்? I'll go out of the I'll open up an Excel sheet and do it there. That's the best option, sir.
Yes. I and we also it is better.
Yes.
Because it is a confusion happening. That's it.
On the Excel sheet. Hold on for a second.
You have to share the screen, sir.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yes.
I'm trying to share it. I'm going to try it.
Or else you can write it in this itself, sir.
The open button, Excel sheet open button, try பண்ணுங்க.
Okay, okay.
ஷேர் பண்றேன் சார். ஓகே.
Yeah, sir. Yes.
ஸோ நம்ம தெரியும் அது 40 feet ஒன்று இருக்கு பெருசா இருக்கிற. You see, right?
We could not able to see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can able to see, sir.
Yeah, the screen is visible.
Just zoom and see.
We will try to cover entire syllabus. Calculations are secondary part.
So 40 by 1.5 போடுறோம் சார். இப்போ 26.7 வரும். இங்க வந்து 90 by 1.5. So 60 வந்துருக்கு. இப்போ அது ரெண்டு ஆட் பண்றோம். 26 plus 90 வந்து 60 வந்து 86.7. இதை வந்து we are going to multiply by 8.
Sir, into 2 பண்ணிட்டு அப்புறமா
2 பண்ணிட்டு அப்புறம் பண்ணலாம். 2 பண்ணிட்டு அப்புறம் அதே பண்ணா இது. So 173 point something வரும். இது வந்து 8 மல்டிப்ளை பண்றோம். 1387 சம்திங் வரும். இப்போ வந்து 27 டிவைட் பண்ணும். 27 டிவைட் பண்ணோம்னா 51.4 வரும். இப்போ வந்து 51.4 வந்து வருதால் இப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும்? We have to divide this 51.4 வந்து 27ல கழிக்கணும். Because it's more than 27. சைக்கிள் மாதிரி வந்துட்டே இருக்கும். கழிச்சோம்னா 24.4 வருது. So 24th நட்சத்திரம் தான் அந்த இதோட லேண்டோட நட்சத்திரம்.
சார் ஒரு நிமிஷம். இப்போ 24th ஸ்டாரை தாண்டிடுச்சு இது இல்லையா? சோ என்னோட டவுட் என்னன்னா
28 நம்பர் 1 சார். 28 நம்பர் 1.
கரெக்ட். சோ 25th ஸ்டார் எல்லாம் பார்க்கணும். 24.4 ன்னு இருக்குறதுனால
24.5 க்கு அப்புறம் தான் 25th வரும் சார்.
ஓ அப்படி எடுத்துக்கிறீங்களா? ஓகே. சரி. சரி.
So அப்படி வந்து சதாபிஷேகம் இதான் ஞாபகம் வச்சுட்டு we can go back to that PowerPoint நம்ம அதில் போனீங்கன்னா we will go to PowerPoint now. இப்போ நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ வந்து இந்த டேபிள் போனோம்னா 24th வந்து சதயம் நட்சத்திரம் சதாபிஷேகா. அது வந்து நம்ம வந்து 3ஆல் டிவைட் பண்ணணும். because the 3 groups are there. So you divide this 24 by 3 which gives you 8. 8 பார்த்தோம்னா 8ல போய் பார்க்கும்போது இஸ் a மைத்ரம் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஷிப்ன்ற. இது பத்தாது. இது நாட் எனஃப். இது வந்து லேண்டோட இது மட்டும்தான். நம்ம இன்னும் வந்து ஓனரோட நட்சத்திரத்தை கனெக்ட் பண்ணவே இல்லை. நம்ம அது ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். நட்சத்திரம் கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும். எப்படி பண்ணணும்னா 8 இருக்கு. இப்போ வந்து இந்த இடத்துல இருக்கு. சதாபிஷேகம் இங்க இருக்கு. ஓகே. இப்போ ஒன்னு நட்சத்திரம் ஞாபகம் இருக்கா உங்களுக்கு? அஸ்வினி தான் ஒன்னு நட்சத்திரம். அஸ்வினி வந்து இங்க இருக்கு. அப்போ சதாபிஷேகத்துக்கு கவுண்ட் பண்ணணும் சார். ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இது. சதாபிஷேகம் இஸ் நம்பர் 1. 24 இஸ் நம்பர் 1. 25 இஸ் நம்பர் 2. 26 இஸ் நம்பர் 3. 24 இஸ் நம்பர் 5 and Ashwini is number 6. So the distance between that to Ashwini is 6. அதான் வச்சுக்கணும். அது வந்து 6.
இல்ல 5 திரும்ப பாருங்க. 5
1 2 3 5 sorry 5. So சதாபிஷேகம் அஸ்வினி வந்து நம்பர் 5 இன்க்ளூடிங் சதாபிஷேகம் இன்க்ளூடிங் அஸ்வினி நம்பர் 5. அது பண்ணியாச்சு. இப்போ ஒய்ஃபோடது என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா அஸ்தான் இருக்கு. ஒய்ஃபோட அஸ்தான் இருக்கும்போது then you have to again calculate this. சதாபிஷேகம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா இங்க 4 வந்துரும், இங்க 9 வந்துரும், 13 plus 4 எடுத்தோம்னா 17. ஸோ ஒய்ஃபோட வந்து நம்பர் 17 ஆயிடும். புரியுதா உங்களுக்கு?
எஸ்.
ஸோ ஒய்ஃபோட வந்து நம்ம 17 இருக்கும், ஹஸ்பண்ட் இது வந்து இதுவா இருக்கும் 17. இப்போ இந்த 17 இப்போ வந்து ஹஸ்பண்ட் 6 பார்த்துருவோம். 6 என்ன சொல்றது, ஹஸ்பண்டோட 6 வந்து அச்சீவ்மெண்ட் குட்னு வருது, பிரச்சனையே கிடையாது. லேண்டோட லேண்டு வந்து 8 வந்தது குட், ஹஸ்பண்ட் வந்து 5 வந்தது இல்லையா, நாட் குட் வந்தது. இப்போ ஒய்ஃபோட 17 வரும்போது 17 வந்து நம்ம திருப்பியும் வந்து சப்ராக்ட் 9, திருப்பி 8 பார்க்கும்போது மைத்ரா. ஸோ ஒய்ஃபோட 17 வந்து இட் இஸ் 17 minus 9 அகைன் சைக்கிள் ஆகிறதால இட் இஸ் மைத்ரம். ஹஸ்பண்ட் வந்து இட் இஸ் நாட் குட், இஸ் ரிப்பல்லிங் பிரதிகாரணம். இப்போ நம்ம என்ன பண்ணலாம், லேண்டும் ஒய்ஃபோட மேட்ச் ஆயிடுது, ஹஸ்பண்ட் இது மேட்ச் ஆக மாட்டோம். இப்போ இந்த லேண்டை வாங்கினோம்னா the wife will be happy and comfortable, but husband may have some resistance to live in that house. இதுதான் கான்செப்ட். This is how the star of the husband and wife of the house is aligned with the plot. அது வந்து நிறைய இடத்துல நடந்துக்கு பார்த்துக்க முடியும். இது பார்க்கல என்ன வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், அப்பதான் ஹஸ்பண்டுக்கு வந்து பிரச்சனையே இல்லாம இருக்கும், ஒய்ஃபுக்கு பிரச்சனை இருக்கும். அவர் ஒய்ஃபுக்கு பிரச்சனையே இல்லாம இருக்கும், டிசீஸ் இருக்காது, ஹெல்த்தியா இருப்பாங்க, ஹாப்பியா இருப்பாங்க, சந்தோஷமா இருப்பாங்க. ஹஸ்பண்டுக்கு கொஞ்சம் ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கும், அதுகிட்டே இருக்கும் கண்டினியூஸா. அது ஆகும்போது there something is not matching with the plot, actually with the matching of the alignment.
சார் இதனாலதான் தகராறு வந்து சொத்து பிரச்சனை அந்த மாதிரிலாம் சண்டை வருது.
அது பாசிபிள். Hello, can you mute your screen, please? Hello, please. Can you mute, please? Okay, அது நீ கொஸ்டின் கேட்டீங்க இல்லையா? Yes, possible, sir. Because you are mentally going to be disturbed. There's no alignment of the plot. So obviously நம்ம என்ன சொல்லுவோம், harmony, the balance, the calmness, the clarity may get disturbed. அது ஆகும்போது இது வந்து something may not go right actually. So this was talking about all the three. லேண்டும் கரெக்டா வரணும், ஒய்ஃபோட ஸ்டார் கரெக்டா வரணும், ஹஸ்பண்ட் சார். சில இடத்துல ஒய்ஃப் வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணவே மாட்டாங்க. I give an example. Some people may not use a wife for இது பண்ணாம ஹஸ்பண்ட் the owner of the plot அவங்க யார் பேர்ல இருக்கோ அவங்கள மட்டும் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. அதுவும் இருக்கு ஆக்சுவலா. So depending upon how we are going to use it. But interpretation நம்ம கையில தான் இருக்கு. அது வந்து மனசுலான் மாயாத்தம says that இதுல வந்து ஹஸ்பண்ட் ஒய்ஃபோட வந்து லேண்டும் மேட்ச் ஆயிடுச்சு கரெக்டா, ஹஸ்பண்ட் வந்து மேட்ச் ஆகல. So interpretation is what we have to do. அதை மாடிஃபை பண்றதுக்கு சைஸ் அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ இந்த 60/90 வந்து 60/92 மாற்ற முடியுமா, 2 feet குறைக்க முடியும். எப்படி அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணணும்னா பிளாட்ல வரல, இப்ப எப்படி ரெமெடி பண்ண முடியும், பிளாட்ல ஒத்து வரல, பில்டிங்ல பண்ண முடியுமா சொல்லி பில்டிங் சைஸை வந்து 3 மேட்ச் அவே பண்ணிட்டா பிரச்சனை இல்லாம போயிடும். That's what it says. If the plot is 2 is matching, very good. 2 out of 3 2 மேட்ச் ஆகுது, 1 தான் மேட்ச் ஆகுது. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணுங்க, 60/90 வந்து பிளாட் தானே, உள்ள கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ட் பண்ற பில்டிங்கோட சைஸ் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த சைஸை வந்து 3 பேருக்கு மேட்ச் ஆகிற மாதிரி மாத்திட்டீங்கன்னா இந்த எஃபெக்ட் வந்து கம்மி ஆயிடும். இட் ஒன்ட் கெட் நெக்லெக்டட், கம்மி ஆயிடும். அப்போ நம்ம பில்டிங் சைஸ் பண்ணும்போது கரெக்டான சைஸ் இந்த கால்குலேஷன் பண்ணி ஹஸ்பண்ட் ஒய்ஃப் அண்ட் அந்த பில்டிங் அந்த ஸ்டார் 3 கரெக்டா வர மாதிரி பண்ணிட்டோம்னா தென் திஸ் எஃபெக்ட் வில் பி கம்ப்ளீட்லி ரெடியூஸ்ட். இது பண்ணா நீங்க பிளாட் ஆர்கிடெக்ட் டிசைன் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி இதை பண்ணாதான் இது பண்ண முடியும். தட் இஸ் வை இட்ஸ் வெரி கிரிட்டிக்கல்.
சார் இப்போ வந்து ஹஸ்பண்ட் அண்ட் ஒய்ஃப் ஜாயிண்ட் ஓனரா இருந்தா எப்படி சார் இந்த இது பண்றது?
அது 2 பேரும் பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். அப்ப இந்த மெத்தட் ஃபாலோ பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும்.
இல்ல அந்த ஹேண்ட் இது சொன்னீங்களே,
அப்போ வந்து you choose one whoever is superior, depending upon the husband or wife or whoever is the important person, you have to choose. That is only left to you. நம்ம மாய சொல்ல முடியாது இல்லையா, whoever is the you think who's the most powerful person.
ஓகே சார்,
அது டிசைட் பண்ணிட்டோமா. So இது வந்து இதான் இது வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கால்குலேஷன். இது anybody wants some formulas I can write and send it to Gopi and share it with you. Okay. This alignment this is the most important after Aya and calculation. அதுக்கப்புறம் லாஸ்ட் வந்து யோனி. இந்த யோனி தான் மெயின் ஃபார் மெயின் டோர். இந்த யோனி பண்ணாம நீங்க மெயின் டோர் வைக்கவே முடியாது. இப்ப எந்த வாஸ்து கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கேட்டாலும் வந்து அவங்க நீங்க நார்த்ல வைங்க, ஈஸ்ட்ல வைங்க, அங்க வைங்கன்னு ஏதோ சொல்லிட்டே இருப்பது எல்லாமே ராங். மெயின் டோர் என்ட்ரன்ஸ்க்கு வந்து யோனி கால்குலேஷன் பண்ணதான் முடியும். அந்த யோனி கால்குலேஷன் வந்து ஃபார்முலா வந்து சிம்பிள், சேம் ஃபார்முலா 2 × L × B × 3 / 8. அதான் ஃபார்முலா, ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். நம்ம அதை 40 போத்துருவோமே, 40 / 1.5 அது இஸ் 26.67 பிளஸ் வந்து 60 86.67 இன்டூ வந்து 173 இன்டூ வந்து 3 போட்டா 520 வருது, டிவைடட் பை 8 போட்டோம்னா 0.0025 ஆல்மோஸ்ட் 0 வருது. அது 0 கீழே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சாரி 0 பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரெஃபர் டு 1 ஈஸ்ட் இந்திரா சூர்யா which is very good. But your door should be on the eastern direction. அதான் கான்செப்ட். இந்த வீட்டுக்கு பேஸ்ட் ஆன் யுவர் ஆயா வியாயா ஸ்டார் அலோகேஷன் மூணுத்தையும் சேர்த்துட்டு இந்த கால்குலேஷன் போட்டீங்கன்னா the door good direction is eastern direction towards இந்திரா அண்ட் சூர்யா. அதான் பர்பஸ் சார். இதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் நீங்க வைக்கணும் சார். நீங்க சவுத் நீங்க ஃப்ரண்ட் ஆஃப் த பில்டிங் நம்ம வந்து எந்த டைரக்ஷன் பார்த்தாலும் மெயின் டோர் எங்க வைக்கணும் அந்த கால்குலேஷன் வரும்போது இந்த யோனி கால்குலேஷன் பிகம்ஸ் வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஃபார் தட் 3 எல்லாமே அலைன் ஆகணும். அதான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். இட்ஸ் வெரி சிம்பிள் கால்குலேஷன் சார். அதை நம்ம பண்ணிட்டு நம்ம செக் பண்ணிடலாம். அவ்வளவுதான். இதான் அந்த 4th ஒன், டைரக்ஷன் ஆஃப் த மெயின் டோர். அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து 2 இருக்கு, வாரா திதி. வாரா திதி நான் பண்ணல, ரொம்ப டீடியஸ் ஐடென்டி பண்ணல, ஏன்னா அது வந்து பஞ்சாங்கம் வச்சுனா பண்றாங்க நிறைய பேர். பட் இதே மேத்தமெட்டிக்ஸ் ஃபார்முலா இருக்கு, அந்த ஃபார்முலால பண்ணிடலாம். கிவ் த ஃபார்முலா டு யூ. அதுல பண்ண வாரம்னா வாரத்துல எந்த நாள், 7 days. அதான் பேசிக்கலி வாரம்னா எந்த வாரத்துல எந்த நல்ல நாள் ஃபார் யூ. இப்போ சாயில் டெஸ்ட் வேற கேட்டாங்க இல்லையா, when to do the soil test based on your method of calculation. You say this for this plot in the vara, in the particular day of the week is good for doing soil testing, good for பூமி பூஜா, whatever you want to do it. அது பண்ணலாம். அதான் வந்து வாரா. திதி வந்து is based on a full month lunar cycle between அமாவாசை and பௌர்ணமி, full moon to no moon time. The 30 days la வந்து what is the most auspicious time, and also height is also linked to the height of the building. What is the maximum height of the building is linked to the திதி and the lunar cycle.
திதியில பக்ஷம் வேற வருமே சார், வளர்பிறை தேய்பிறை திதி வருமே, அதுல எப்படி இருக்குது?
அந்த தட்சாயணம் வரும். நம்ம பாட்டுல டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம், ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? பாட்டுல டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம். அது I was telling about ascending node and descending node. அப்ப அசெண்டிங் நோட் தான் நீங்க வீடு பூஜை பண்ண முடியும், டிசெண்டிங் பண்ணக்கூடாது. தான் நீங்க வந்து ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் எனி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஆஸ்பெக்ட், இப்போ நீங்க ஃபவுண்டேஷன் லே பண்ண போறீங்க, ரூஃபுக்கு வந்து கான்கிரீட் போட போறீங்க, அப்ப அசெண்டிங் நோட் தான் பண்ணி ஆகணும் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் திஸ் திதி கால்குலேஷன். டிசெண்டிங் நோட்ல பண்ணக்கூடாது as per the architecture. அதான் ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். அது திதி ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஏன் நான் கால்குலேட் பண்ணா இது வந்து ரெகுலர் ப்ராக்டிஸ். அது வந்து ஏன் எப்போ எந்த வாரம் வந்து உங்களுக்கு சூட் ஆகுதோ பூஜை பண்றதுக்கு, எந்த ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஆஸ்பெக்ட், ஃபவுண்டேஷன் வைக்கிறது, மெயின் டோர் வைக்கிறது, நம்ம சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா, அஸ்திவாரம் போடுறது, இல்லாட்டி ரூஃபை கான்கிரீட் பண்றது, ஆல் த இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஜாப்ஸ் வந்து எப்போ பண்றது இது பண்ணுவாங்க. அது வந்து பண்ணும்போது கரெக்டா அசெண்டிங் நோட்ல தான் பண்ணணும், டிசெண்டிங் நோட்ல பண்ணக்கூடாது. ஸோ வளர்பிறையில பண்ணணும், தேய்பிறையில பண்ணக்கூடாதுன்னு அதே கான்செப்ட் தான். அதெல்லாம் கால்குலேட் பண்ண திஸ் ஃபார்முலா டு கால்குலேட் இட். அதை கால்குலேட் பண்ணிட்டு அந்த டேக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி பண்ணி இந்த டே இஸ் குட் ஃபார் யூ. அந்த ஓனர் ஆஃப் த ஹவுஸ் அந்த ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி இந்த டே இஸ் குட் ஃபார் யூ. இந்த பர்டிகுலர் அசெண்டிங் நோட் இஸ் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஃபார் யூ டு டூ இட். அதை வச்சுட்டு நீங்க அஸ்ட்ராலஜிட்ட போனீங்கன்னா அவர் வந்து கால்குலேட் பண்ணிட்டு சொல்லுவார் இந்த டேட் பண்ணலான்ட்டு. தட் இஸ் அ கான்செப்ட். செரிமோனியில
சார் நான் யோனி கால்குலேஷன்ல சார் பெரிமீட்டர்னு போட்டிருக்கீங்க, பெரிமீட்டர்ல ஆயா எடுத்துக்கணுமா வியாயா எடுத்துக்கணுமா சார்?
பெரிமீட்டர் வந்து ஜஸ்ட் லெங்த் பிரெத் டிவைடட் பை 1.5 அவ்வளவுதான். ஆயா வராது அதுல. இப்ப நம்ம கால்குலேஷன் போட்டு நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம், அந்த 3 பிளாட்ல 40 feet by 40 feet by 30 feet பெஸ்ட்னு சொன்னோம் இல்லையா?
ஆமா.
அந்த 40 feet வந்து நீங்க 1.5 டிவைட் பண்ணுங்க.
சரி. சார் நம்ம மெத்தட் 4னு போட்டு பெரிமீட்டர் ஒன்னு போட்டீங்க, அதுல வந்து 2 பெரிமீட்டர் ஆயாவுக்கு ஒரு பேரு வியாயாவுக்கு ஒரு ஃபார்முலா இருக்கு.
ஃபார்முலா தான். பெரிமீட்டர் வந்து லெங்த் இன்டு பிரெத், லெங்த் பிளஸ் பிரெத் இன்டு 2 கன்வெர்ட்டட் டு ஆஸ்.
ஓகே, தேங்க் யூ.
ஸோ இது வந்து வர திதி நம்ம கால்குலேட் பண்ண வேண்டாம், விட்டுல. ஆனால் அது வந்து லாட் மோர் இன்வால்வ்மெண்ட் வித் யுவர் பிளானட் அண்ட் ஆல் திஸ் திங்ஸ். அதெல்லாம் விட்டுலாம். அது வந்து பண்ணலாம். இப்போ நம்ம கேட்டோம்ல, வாட் ஹேப்பன்ஸ் இப்போ இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ட்ரெபீசியம் பிளாட் நம்ம ஆல்ரெடி வாங்கியாச்சு, இது என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? இது தி பிகஸ்ட் சேலஞ்ச் இன் திஸ் ஒன் இஸ் தட் ட்ரெபீசியம் ஒருத்தர் கேட்டார் ஆல்சோ. என்ன பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்னா, we have to construct the building with a compound. First compound is important. You cannot construct a compound on this particular thing. So in the particular thing cannot be a compound. So you have to construct a compound based on Aya, Vyaya, Riksha, Yoni, all the calculations panni, the compound cut. So once you construct a compound, this compound becomes your plot. The outside plot will not become part of it. நிறைய பேர் பண்ற பெரிய மிஸ்டேக் என்ன, லாட் ஆஃப் பீப்புள் மேக் a mistake. இந்த காம்பவுண்ட் பண்ணாம இந்த ட்ரெபீசியம் வந்து காம்பவுண்ட் பண்ணிடுவாங்க, ஃபென்சிங் பண்ணிட்டு வீடு கட்டிடுவாங்க. That means you are not getting out of the problem. You are getting into the problem. அந்த வீட்ல வந்து ரொம்ப டிஃபிகல்ட்டி ஃபேஸ் பண்ற மாதிரி அந்த சிச்சுவேஷன், misfortune or it is bad. You cannot construct this because then you become a compound. To remove the effect of this irregular shape of a plot, you have to construct a compound inside. And the compound now it becomes your plot actually. So this it has no effect at all. The one open a bit no. Don't put any concrete compounding here. You put some fencing with with the steel cable or whatever is போட்டுட்டு விட்டுட்டீங்கன்னா இங்க பெர்மனன்ட் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் எதுவும் போடாம விட்டுட்டோம்னா இங்க காம்பவுண்ட் வந்து உள்ள வந்து பெர்மனன்ட் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ல பண்ணிட்டோம்னா இந்த கரெக்ட் சைஸ் செலக்ட் பண்ணி based on the calculations whatever is comfortable for you அந்த பிளாட்டுக்கு நீ காம்பவுண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்குள்ள வீடு கட்டிட்டீங்கன்னா பிரச்சனை கிடையாது. there is a solution for this. பட் ரொம்ப சின்ன பிளாட் 600 ஸ்கொயர் ஃபீட் தான் இருக்கு, 1200 ஸ்கொயர் ஃபீட் தான் இருக்கு அப்படின்னா இந்த மாதிரி பண்றது ரொம்ப காம்ப்ளிகேட்டட் ஆயிடும். பட் அது ஒரு பண்ணலன்னா you cannot keep this outer one as the main compound and construct a building. அதான் ப்ராப்ளம். ஸோ இதான் சொல்யூஷன் சார். அது இது வந்து ரொம்ப காம்ப்ளிகேட்டட் மேட்டர். ஸ்மால் பிளாட்ல பெரிய பிளாட் தான் நீங்க ஈஸியா பண்ணிடலாம் அது. பட் ஸ்மால் பிளாட்ல வந்து ரொம்ப ப்ராப்ளம். பட் ஒன் ஆஃப் த திங் லாட் ஆஃப் பீப்பிள் மேக் எ மிஸ்டேக் இஸ் இந்த பெரிய காம்பவுண்டுக்கு வந்து பெர்மனன்ட் கான்கிரீட் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் வச்சு பிரிக் வால் வச்சு காம்பவுண்ட் கட்டிடுவாங்க. தட் காம்பவுண்ட் இஸ் நாட் குட். யூ ஹேவ் டு கம் அவுட் ஆஃப் இட். யூ கேன் ஒன்லி புட் அ டெம்பரரி ஃபென்சிங் ஹியர் for protection, but you have to put the permanent compound here so that this becomes a plot for you. Then you construct the building inside it according to the size you want to do it. Okay, sir. ஸோ இது நம்ம செலக்ட் பண்ணியாச்சு, எல்லாம் பண்ணியாச்சு. இப்போ வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் என்ன பண்ணணும்னா வாஸ்து புருஷ மண்டலா டெவலப் பண்ணணும். நம்ம பிளாட் வந்துடுச்சு. யூ ஹேவ் டு டிரா தி வாஸ்து புருஷ மண்டலா. You have to create this number of squares. இங்க தான் வந்து where the bedroom is going to come, kitchen is going to come, all this will come here. இது நம்ம வரையணும். வரைது என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா ஒவ்வொரு சைடையுமே வந்து irrespective of the size divide them into 9 parts. 9 parts divide பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா you will get this 9 parts. So ஒவ்வொரு சைடும் 9 parts இருக்கும். It's called 81 padas. இது 64லயும் பண்ணலாம். இப்போ 64 is mainly divided for temples. For house-னா வரும்போது 81 padas தான் பண்ணணும். So 9 by 9 81 squares இருக்கும் உங்களுக்கு. இந்த 81 squares நீங்க டிரா பண்ணணும் உங்க பிளாட்டை வச்சு. Many architects do it. They have a software also, I think. Many architects do, or some very experienced civil contractors will do, or even some vastu consultants who are very experienced, அது பண்ணுவாங்க. பட் எத்தனை பேர் பண்றாங்கன்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது. பட் only I think probably 20-30% they do it. 70% they don't do this actually. இதை பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப் இதை பண்ணணும். பண்ணி முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் then you have to allocate வந்து திக்பாலாஸ் டைரக்ஷனல் தெய்த்தியை வந்து நீங்க allocate பண்ணணும். அது உங்க எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும். Everybody knows about it. You know, நார்த் ஈஸ்ட்ல இருக்கும் ஈசான்யா வந்துடும், சவுத் ஈஸ்ட்ல அக்னி மூலா வந்துடும், சவுத் வெஸ்ட்ல பித்ரு மூலா வந்துடும், நார்த் வெஸ்ட்ல வந்து வாயு மூலம். இது எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும். இதை அலர்ட் பண்ணிடும். அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து மோஸ்ட் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட்லி என்ன பண்ணணும், you have to put the Brahma at the center. Then you have to put Indra, Aditya on the south eastern side. Yama வந்து சவுத், வருணா வந்து வெஸ்ட், குபேரா அர்மோன் வந்து நார்த். இந்த 8 டைரக்ஷன்லயும் நம்ம வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிக்பாலாஸை அலோகேட் பண்ணிடணும். வீட்டுக்கு எந்த டைரக்ஷன் ஃபேஸ் பண்றீங்கன்னா உங்க ஹவுஸ் வந்து எந்த டைரக்ஷன்ல ஃபேஸ் பண்ணலாம். சப்போஸ் யுவர் ஃப்ரண்ட் டோர் இஸ் ஃபேசிங் திஸ், நான் யமா இஸ் வாட் ஃபேசிங் த சவுத். இங்க ஃப்ரண்ட் டோர் வந்து இந்த பக்கம் இருக்கு, ஈஸ்டர்ன் சைடு இருக்குன்னா ஆதித்ய சைடு தான் ஃப்ரண்ட் டோர் இருக்கு. ஸோ யூ ஹேவ் டு ப்ராப்பர்லி டூ இட். ஆக்சுவலி எப்படி பண்ண முடியும்னு சொல்லிட்டு அது நிறைய பேர் மிஸ்டேக் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஏன்னா இப்போ சவுத் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணா உங்களுக்கு வந்து சவுத் ஈஸ்ட் எங்க இருக்கு அப்படி பார்க்க முடியாம போயிடும், எந்த இடத்துல வைக்கிறது அப்படின்னு தெரியாம போயிடும். பிரச்சனை ஏன்னா இதான் டோர்னா கதவு திறந்த உடனே நீங்க கிச்சன் வைக்க வேண்டிய வரும். யோசிச்சு பாருங்க, இதான் உங்களுக்கு டோர் இருக்கு, உள்ள வந்தோடனே கிச்சன் ரைட் சைட்ல வந்து அது நிறைய பேருக்கு பிடிக்காது. அஸ்தட்டிக்கா ஒய்ஃப் நிறைய பேர் சொல்லுவாங்க, என்ன உள்ள வரவங்கள நான் சமைக்கிறதை பாத்துக்கணுமா, ஐ டோன்ட் வாண்ட் டு கிவ் கிச்சன் ஜஸ்ட் ஆஃப்டர் த டோர். சவுத் ஈஸ்ட்ல கிச்சன் வேணும்னா இது ஒரு பிரச்சனை ஆயிடும். சரியா உங்களுக்கு? அதே மாதிரி பாத்தீங்கன்னா இத்திரு பேர் சவுத் வெஸ்ட்ல பெட்ரூம் இருக்குன்னு சொல்றான். இதான் உங்க டோர்னா உள்ள நுழைஞ்சோடனே பெட்ரூம் இருக்கும். மாஸ்டர் பெட்ரூம் வந்து
English please sir. English.
Okay, suppose you have a door in the south, then you enter immediately you see a kitchen on the right and a master bedroom on the left. Nobody will like it, right? Nobody wants to have a master bedroom just after the door. So that way, if you are that is why it's important to mark this Digbalas. First, the Digbalas mark, we have to mark it. Very, very important step before doing any design. Many architects don't do it. They will just put as per architecture, as per Vastu, they will do it. But as per Vastu, if a door is on the Yama side, you're supposed to have kitchen here on the Agni side, you have to have master bedroom on the left. You don't want to have a master bedroom just after the door, main door. You don't want to have it. But how to do it? That's why you have to importantly put the Digbalas பண்ணிட்டு then you have to write down all of them. So நம்ம ஆளு போட்டோம், the main போட்டாச்சு, சோமா ஆதித்யா அது 8 போட்டாச்சு. அதுக்கப்புறம் you have to fill up the remaining Digbalas side. உள்ள போடணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை, உள்ள போடலாம். We have to do it for everything. If a very big house na, then yes, we can put all the 81 squares in the 80 போட்டு we have to control it. But a small plot of 1200 square feet or 2,400 square feet is impossible, practically impossible to do all this. So you just put the outside digbalas. We have to do that. And another qualifier is something some people may do is different names, but more or less this is the same thing is used everywhere. This is very critical for you to identify the door also, main door. That's important next. This பண்ணி முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் next step you have to do is main door. This is the compound பண்ணியாச்சு. Compound இப்போ இது பண்ணி முடிச்சிட்டோம் நம்ம. இப்போ compound போடணும். Compound எப்பவுமே has to have the northeastern direction larger இருக்கணும் compared to southwest. You cannot put a compound wall common and equal distance in all the 4 directions. பண்ணவே கூடாது. You have to have a compound wall longer in the northeast direction, larger than the southwest. This is very, very important. We'll come to the later when you are assigning the directions. This is compound wall. பண்ணி முடிச்ச உடனே நம்ம yes sir. Hello. Okay. One common issue. என்ன விஷயம் வரும்னா most of the roads நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா they're not exactly north and south. இருக்கவே இருக்காது, நார்த் ஈஸ்ட் இருக்காது. எல்லாமே பெர்ஃபெக்டா நார்த் இருக்காது, பெர்ஃபெக்டா ஈஸ்ட் இருக்காது. இப்போ நார்மல் ரோடு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இப்படிதான் இருக்கும். இந்த ரோடு உங்க வீடு இங்கதான் உங்களோட பிளாட் அப்படின்னா இது நார்த்து கிடையாது, இல்ல நார்த் இங்க இருக்குது. பட் ரோடு இஸ் நாட் இன் நார்த். ரோட் இஸ் திஸ் பிளாட். இஃப் யூ ஆர் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்டிங் ஹவுஸ் ஹியர், நிறைய பேர் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, ரோடுக்கு பேரலா கட்டிடும். இது புரோக்கர் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, இது சார் இது ஈஸ்ட் ஃபேசிங், இங்க தான் சார் நார்த், இது ஈஸ்ட் ஃபேசிங் சொல்லி வித்துருவாங்க. பட் ஈஸ்ட் இஸ் நாட் ஹியர், ஈஸ்ட் இஸ் ஹியர். The east is somewhere exactly here. This is facing southeast. But என்ன சொல்றாங்க சார், நார்த் இந்த பக்கம் சார், இதான் ஈஸ்ட் ஃபேசிங் ஹவுஸ் சார் வித்துருவாங்க அப்படியே உங்ககிட்ட. But actually house is not facing the east. House is facing southeast. The front of the house. அது தெரியாம வித்துருவாங்க. பிளாட் போடுறோம். நீங்க மட்டும் வாங்கிட்டே சவுத் ஈஸ்ட் தான் இருக்கு. ஈஸ்ட் இந்த டைரக்ஷன் தானே, போஸ்ட் டைரக்ஷன் ஈஸ்ட் இருக்கு. சவுத் ஈஸ்ட் தானே உங்க வீடு இருக்கு. அப்ப நீங்க எல்லாரும் பண்ற மாதிரி பேரலா ரோடு பண்றேன், வீட்டுக்கு பேரலா வீடு கட்டிட்டேன்னா the front door is facing southeast, not east, not south or north. It's a completely different model. இதை வச்சு பேஸ் பண்ணி நீங்க இதான் நார்த் இதான் ஈஸ்ட் சொல்லிட்டு நீங்க சவுத் பெட்டர் வச்சு இங்க அந்த ஃபார்முலா யூஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா எல்லாமே தப்பா போயிடும். அதுக்காக தான் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் தட் யூ ஹாவ் டு டூ திஸ். த ப்ரீவியஸ் வாஸ்து மண்டலாவோட இந்த வாஸ்து டேட்டாவை கிளியரா பிக்சர் பண்ணி எல்லாத்தையும் போட்டாதான் உங்களுக்கு கரெக்டா இருக்கா இல்லையான்னு தெரியும். ஸோ இப்போ அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணணும் சொல்யூஷன் அப்படின்னா, இதை விட்டுட்டு நீ கரெக்டா காம்பஸ் வச்சு வாட் இஸ் நார்த் கண்டுபிடிச்சு வீடை இப்படி கட்டணும். இப்படி கட்டக்கூடாது. அப்போ பண்ணும்போது வீடு ரோடுக்கு பேரலா இருக்காது. The house will not be parallel to the road. Many people feel bad about it. Oh, I can't use it because I lose a lot of my space. But the right way to do is construct like this based on cardinal directions. But the house will not be parallel to the road. Road is the when entering the road from the road to the house will be in a different direction. Zigzag இருக்கும். So you feel very bad about it. My entrance is like this, but my house is in a different direction. People come in, the guests, your friends, your relatives, and family will say, what have you constructed, man? Your road is in one direction, your house is in another direction. But they don't know the issue, right? So we have to ensure that we have properly directing towards the northern direction, east cardinal direction. This is very common issue. It's important. It won't be parallel, but this is what Vastu Shastra says very clearly. இதை பண்ணும்போது all your directions will go wrong. Your bedroom, bathroom, your toilet, your kitchen, everything will be in the wrong place. So this is very important to do that. இதை பண்ணி முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் then வாஸ்து புருஷ மண்டலம் காம்பவுண்ட் டிசைன் பண்ணிட்டோம். இப்போ what is next step now? Allocate. The first step is Brahmasthana. What is the center of your house? அதான் allocate பண்ணும். Because you cannot put heavy equipment like a dining table or a chair or a drawing room sofa cup set or a bedroom on top of the Brahmasthana. It's extremely important. So first step இதாவது plot அப்படின்னா அது you have to, or the building size அப்படின்னா you have to construct this line join பண்ணு. There's 2 lines from northwest to southeast and northeast to southwest join பண்ணி the center point. A lot of people do measurement பண்ணவே கூடாது. You have to do the joining of the northeast to southeast corner, northeast to southwest corner join பண்ணிட்டு the meeting point is the Brahmasthana. It's very, very important to avoid any Marmasthana grid. It's important to understand. In the particular spot, consider the house. If it's open to sky is good. If you cannot open to sky, do not put any weight there. Put a dolci mada, put some lamp or something, or put a small stand with no weight. Put a lamp there so nobody disturbs them. People should not walk on that. People should not put a chair on top of it, sit it. People should not put a cot, a dining table and eat on it. If you not do that, the Brahmasthana has to be free. So try to keep it. Even a small house, you can do that. You just don't do anything there. Keep it open. Put a small post or a small stand. Put a light there so that people will not destroy that. அது பண்ணுங்க. இப்ப என்ன பிரச்சனைனா, if you do the same thing with the compound join பண்ணீங்கன்னா, Brahmasthana will change. Or properly people building. So we have to understand that there is a conflict is there as a variant. போடும்போது building size-க்கு வந்து நீங்க Brahmasthana கண்டுபிடிக்கணும், compound சேர்த்து கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். That's an important thing I don't want to discuss. There's no time here now to discuss the issue, how to select whether to join the corners of the building, the plot or the compound itself. Then the Brahmasthana will change. Now this has to apply. I don't want to politicize. What Maya Manasara says is that for Brahmins, this is one way. There's a Kshatriyas is one way. For Vaishyas and Sudras, there's one way of doing it. The issue is that they never bother about caste or jati Allah. They bother about occupation. யோசிச்சு பாருங்க, ஒரு suppose ஒரு hard worker, physically worker, 12 மணி நேரம் is working very hard on the road, physically. வீட்டுக்கு வரான். What he will do? You'll come and sit and relax, probably have a beer or something, eat chicken or mutton or chicken and enjoy and do everything near Brahmasthana. But suppose somebody is a teacher, a guru, or somebody works only his brain and mind. When he comes to home, he is much more not physical labor. He is much more relaxed. So he may do something different. He may not be going to drink something, or he may not even improper sapudama, improper maybe you do meditation in the evening, whatever it is. So our Brahmasthana approach will be different to the Brahmasthana physical labor. Otherwise, practical. That's what they said. They said based on the occupation, Brahmasthana will be decided. So for a people like a Brahmin, so again, I'm not politicizing it. I don't want to take it up because it should not be politicized. But what I said, people working with the brain and mind, and word of mouth, and the people, the Brahmasthana should be exactly at the center. For people with the physical hard work, with the minimum brain work, minimum mind work, Brahmasthana should not be in the center. Why, Abdina? The energy levels of Brahmasthana should be so high that they won't be able to bear it. Upon they will have a problem in the house. So Brahmasthana energy level should not be increased higher than the energy of the dwellers of the house. Suppose, for example, you kept a perfect Brahmasthana, you put a Tulsi plant there, you're creating a lighting there every day, lighting it every day with a lamp. You keep it perfectly on. You create energy in the Brahmasthana. Suppose your energy is very low because you're not following up the discipline for the Brahmasthana, what will happen? That energy will attack you. So supreme energy is also a problem for you. So Vastu says, do not allow supreme energy. That is why what they're saying, do not do temple like puja for a Lord God in the house. Because if you have everybody can buy a Shivalinga, you do puja, abhishekana, you create energy there. But at some point of time, that energy level may go above your energy level. Then you won't have a peaceful life. So, I have a temple at the house. I have an abhishek for Lord Shiva in my house. But still, I'm not comfortable and happy. But that energy level is much higher. It's kind of attacking you. You don't have the energy to manage it. That is why they say, do not make pujas and abhishekas are properly done. You just have photos, no problem. Nothing. Photos are nothing, or wooden articles are nothing. But you want to bring a proper stone, ப்ராப்பரா டிவைட் பண்ணி ஒரு கோயில்ல இருக்க மாதிரி ஒரு சாமி சிலையை கொண்டு வந்து நீங்க அபிஷேகம் பண்ணி பூஜை பண்ணி அதெல்லாம் பண்ணீங்கன்னா the energy will go up. That's why Brahmasthana is important to understand. So this is very important to identify.
One clarification, like dining table, where it should be placed, sir, in the big palace?
That will come there. That's what after the main door will come there. So இங்க ஒரு பாத்தீங்கன்னா what will happen here? Suppose this is a portico, it's a car park. அப்ப எங்க ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க? Then the problem is car park corner எடுக்கணும், building corner எடுக்கணும். அப்ப Brahmasthana will change also. This is also very important to identify how this car park is part of the building or part of the compound. That is important to understand and do that accordingly. We can talk a lot about it, but there's no time to explain. But anybody is interested one-on-one, you send me an email or WhatsApp message, I can explain how to really select it, including the car park or portico. What is the best way to select it? Then the most important Brahmasthana Panyachit, the next important step is the main door. Everybody, every Vastu consultant, everybody in the world is having problem with the main door entrance. What to do? How to do the main door entrance? Very important. It's just as per Vastu Shastra, allocate the main door. We have done this, all right? We already done this now. Where is the best main door? First principle, sir. Divide the front side, whichever is the front side of your house. It can be north or south or west or east. Don't bother about it. Whatever the front side of the house, divide that into 9 parts. Then you calculate from the right 5 parts and the left 3 parts. For example, northern side. Suppose your door is facing the northern side. So take 5th part from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 3 from the left. 1, 2, 3. Then this part. This is the main door place. So if you calculate panna, you can see here. If you do the next one, this is the door for another. If you suppose you have the so if you have the space, your front door is facing north. This is the best main door entrance. You have to leave 5 parts on the left, on the right, and 3 parts on the left. Right and left is you have to face from the inside of the door, not from outside. Because you are living inside the house, and your Gubera is facing from the inside of the outside. So inside in the right. You are standing here, not from the outside. A lot of people make a mistake of standing from the outside. No, you are standing inside. You are receiving the energy from outside. You are connecting the inner energy to the outside energy. So you have to stand inside. If you are standing inside here, right 5, left 3. This is the entrance for the north facing. Suppose your house is on the east facing. Then this is the Mahendra. Mahendra door is one of the best doors for anybody. In fact, the top door is the Mahendra door entrance in the entire Vastu Shastra. Then you suppose you are doing the same thing. Suppose you are a south door entrance. This is the south. This is the south door entrance, and west is this door. So these are the 4 best main doors for as per Vastu. Actually, all of them are saying the same thing. There is no difference to any of them. Only modern architecture, they put 32 entrances, this, that, due to all confusion they created. Yama is, for example, I want to tell you something. The Yama side direction is not bad at all. What is it? This is very important for you to know. Where you want. Suppose Yama direction is very disciplined. Dharmic, Yama is a dharma. Yama is a Yama dharma. He talks about dharma, ability grounded to discipline and loyalty. So anybody does not want, you want a contented life. You say, I don't want to give another birth. I want to finish all my karma this year only. I don't have greedy for a lot of wealth. I don't have greedy for running behind money. I want a peaceful life and die peacefully, not to born back into the world. Then the Yama direction is the best for you. But if you think that I am a Vaishya, I am a trader, I am a businessman, I want to make money, I want to be prosperous, I want to create a 100 crore empire, I want to do this, then south door entrance is not good at all for you. Then you have to go to the northern side entrance. You have to go to the northern side entrance. So somebody, for example, somebody says, I am content in life, boss. I don't want to run behind money. I don't want to run behind. I am happy. I'm getting 5 lakhs rupees a month salary. I'm happy about it. I'm getting 1 lakh pension now. I'm comfortable. I'm sitting prosperously. I don't want anything else in life. I want to die peacefully. You don't take northern entrance because northern entrance is for prosperity. You have to run behind growth, career, success, business, ella. If you think that your mind will be very disturbed, you will never be content in life. So Vastu says very clearly, you have to define the purpose of where you want your front entrance going to be. If your front entrance is going to be, suppose you want to be a guru, teacher, you are a guide, you want a management guru, you want to only teach people, guide people, you want to advise to them, you want a lot of mantras, you want to do meditation, yoga, then don't take the north or south, take the eastern direction. Mahendra is a great thing for you to do that. And if you take a south one, you do that Mahendra, you won't be able to do that, your mind will be disturbed. The same thing happened to the western side. If you're a trader, Vaishya, you want to make money by business, you're trading business. Then you do somewhere between north and west, anywhere you can take it. So this is the very important fundamental principle on the main entrance as per Vastu. Modern Vastu consultants destroyed everything without understanding this concept completely. You ask anybody, which entrance is good? Ask them why they're saying Yama is no. Yama is no because you don't want to grow. Only you don't want to grow. I am content with my life. I'm happy with my life. I will live like this. Then Yama direction is good for you. If I'm saying I'm very content, I don't want to run behind money, and I have an north side entrance, your mind will be affected. Because that is designed for people who want to grow, people who want to make money, people who want to be prosperous, people who want to be successful. They want to project after project. Then south side door entrance is not good for them. So this is a very, very, very critical aspect of it. Then as a secondary principle, suppose you can't do this for whatever reasons, the Vastu says one interesting thing, you can do this actually. Second entrance on the you can this three on the left hand side you can take for northern. This three you can take. This three you can take, or this three you can take. But all same principle. If you want to grow big business, go to the northern side. You want to trade, you want to do something like that, you want to go to the Varna side. You want to be very clear about life, eastern side, and you want content in life, you go to the south side. You can do, but not the other doors. You're not supposed to use it at all. And they do not recommend to have a door in the four corners. Isanya, Agni, Pitri, and Vayu do not have it. And also do not have a main entrance at the main cardinal god. Soma, Aditya, Yama, and Varuna don't have main door at all because they are designed for the cardinal direction god. You're not supposed to have it. It's only for the gods or palaces or temples. If you see temples, all the temples will have a door here, straight into the Brahmasthana. But if you are a king or a big palace, the old Chettinad house, they are kind of Chettinad Rajakal. Chettinad Rajakal, they are kind of kings of provinces. Even Kerala upon Nambudri Islam are living as a king. They will have a house at the center. But normal residents people are not at the level of kings or provincials, governors or big people. Normal people should not have a center because it will affect the energy levels will be so high, you won't be able to tolerate it. This is only left for gods first, and there are kings and provinces, big people, really highly business people. Chettinad Rajakal சொல்றோம். Chettinad house na பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்படிதான் இருக்கும். Main central road இருக்கும், exactly back road door இருக்கும். They will see the Brahmasthana and the dam. That is okay for them because of the level of life they had. But normal people who are working in residence, which this is not good. Only these three are entrances. So they are given 12 entrances. You see very clearly, south is not bad at all here. South is good for people who want to be content in life. It's not thrown out. You have to decide what is best. So before buying a plot, you have to decide what I am. Suppose at the age of 65, you want to buy a plot and build a house and live comfortably. Then decide what you want, which entrance you want to have in life. You decide accordingly and buy a plot. At the age of 30, obviously, you're going to work and hard and try to make money. Yeah, accordingly buy. This is the fundamental side. So the third principle is that suppose all this you cannot do. You want something. Although not good, he says just go one side right of the center part. This is not allowed, not recommended, but you have no choice because you can't have door anywhere else. This is the only place you can have. You can try this, but just one step on the right hand side. That's all you do. Now I can explain much more why they are doing it, because why they are talking about the left of everything. Why not the this thing? If anybody can think about it, but it's important. Why left means the earth is rotating anti-clockwise around the sun. So when you enter it, you also enter toward the anti-clockwise direction. When you enter the temple, you will rotate, you will turn around what direction you think about, because you will always have this model of clockwise direction, anti-clockwise direction. So important that you specify what you're doing. There you're going against the energy in the temple, but in the house you actually live along with the energy of the earth's rotation. That is why left side is anti-clockwise entrance. So that's why they're saying you enter to the left side, so you going anti-clockwise into the house. That's a fundamental principle. So this is what is there, sir. Any question on the main door, because it's very critical? Any question on the main door, sir?
Sir, already it is we are in the flat. So it is that builder has built in the northeast exactly, northern side, but it is towards east. The main door is fixed like that. We don't have any option. Is there any remedial?
Yeah, there's a remedy given for this kind of things. What you have to construct is you have to construct a artificial an obstacle, artificial obstacle. For example, you can construct a step there. You can put a canopy there. You can put suppose there's a space for you. For example, outside your door, even if the space of 2 to 3 feet, you can create a canopy. You can construct an overhanging wall there, so that it is not the main door, because you're entering into the house before that main door. That remedy is given in Maya.
He is living in an apartment, sir.
இல்ல அபார்ட்மெண்ட்லயே உங்களுக்கு லிஃப்ட்டுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு 2 ஃபீட் கூட இடம் இருக்காது என்ன கேட்டுக்கு முன்னால கதவுக்கு முன்னால இருக்குமா இருக்காது
common that become a common area, sir.
Yeah, but we can, that's what it says. I mean, I understand that that's a limitation, is a common area, but what is saying is that you create a structure before entering your door as a remedy. So for example, you put ஒரு 2 feet கூட போட முடிஞ்சு builder, you have to talk to the builder and all the people association, just without affecting anything, just 2 feet above the door you put a overhanging wall. So when you enter, that is the one you are touching first, not the door. So obviously that becomes your house. So then what happens is that you're creating a different entrance to it. That is one remedy is given very clearly. Or if you can't do that, you have to put a step. A step is possible. You have to climb up and doing something. That is also an additional step you are doing before the house. In an apartment like that, it's not possible to put a step. But I think overhanging wall, probably a kind of a 2 feet wall around above the door, may be possible. But there's only two. These are the two remedies given in the Maya Mata, sir. There's no other remedy for that. That you have to create an obstacle. Yeah.
Sir, individual house are pinbakam door தேவை இல்லையா சார்?
No, no tappe kedadu actually. For example, people keep a door on the kitchen side of it, but it should not be in the same direction as the main entrance. For example,
பட் பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த காலத்து வீடுங்க எல்லாமே இங்க எங்க கிராமத்துல எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா மெயின் என்ட்ரன்ஸ்க்கு நேரா பின்னாடி தோட்டத்து கதவு இருக்கும் சார். மோர் than 90% of the house.
Suppose but not in the center. Should not be at the center. Should be here. For example,
நாங்க இங்க எப்படின்னா அந்த நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி ரைட்ல இருந்து 4th இதுல வைப்பாங்க. நயனா பிரிச்சு 4th இதுல வைப்பாங்க. அந்த அதுக்கு நேராவே தோட்டத்துக்கு போறதுக்கு ஒரு டோர் இருக்கு.
Suppose for example இந்த டைரக்ஷன் சொல்றீங்க. For example, sorry. So இங்க டோர் இருக்குன்னா இந்த டோர் எக்ஸாக்ட்டா இங்க வைக்கலாம். As long as not the center you can do it. Not a problem.
But that is not mandatory. இருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லாமலும் இருக்கலாம் இல்லையா சார்?
இல்லாம இருக்கலாம். எதுனா வந்து it should not be at the center. As long as it is at the same side of this one, it is okay. Should not be at the center part.
Okay.
சார் ஒரு சின்ன டவுட் சார். சார் இப்போ நம்ம பொதுவா வந்து இந்த வாஸ்துல உச்சஸ்தானம் நீச்சஸ்தானம் சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா? இப்போ நீங்க அது வந்து ஜென்ரலா இப்போ நார்த் ஸ்பேசிங் இருக்கிறதுக்கு வந்துங்க எப்பவுமே சென்ட்ரல் தான் மெயின் டோர் வரணுமா இல்ல நார்த் அதாவது ஈஸ்ட் அனுசரிச்சு சைட்ல வைக்கலாமா சார்? அதான் உச்சஸ்தானம் சொல்றாங்க அந்த மாதிரி வைக்கலாங்களா? இப்போ நீங்க சென்டர் தான் வைக்கணுமா எப்படிங்க?
சென்ட்ரல் வைக்க வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லை. சென்டரே கிடையாது சார். சென்ட்ரல் வைக்கவே கூடாது. டோர் இல்ல. There is no door on the center.
9 பார்ட்டா பிரிச்சுங்க. நீ அந்த 4, 5, 6 ஏதோ சொன்னீங்க லைட் சைடு இருக்கிற மாதிரி.
ஆமா. இதே சொன்னேன் இல்லையா? இது இப்ப பாத்தீங்கன்னா suppose you are what is your house? Suppose you are facing your front of the house is facing east தானே? Suppose I say your house is facing
வீடு வந்து சவுத் ஃபேசிங் சார். சவுத் ஃபேசிங்.
சவுத் ஃபேசிங் அப்படின்னா if house is your front part of the building is facing south அப்படின்னா you are standing here. You're standing here where my mouse is there. You have to take 5 from the right. So then the 3 from this. So this is the 3 areas, Gandharva, Bringa and Misa, 3 areas where you can put a door anywhere you want to put it. There's no problem anywhere else. But this door of Emma is also linked to your purpose of your life. Suppose your purpose of life is to do business, make more money, grow your business, become a successful businessman. You want to make 100 crore business பண்ணீங்கன்னா so door to Emma is against that problem, because Emma door is basically for people who want to be content. They are happy with whatever they have. They want to meditate. They want to live a good life. They don't want to be born again. இப்போ மோட்சம் வாங்கிட்டு போயிடணும், I don't want to மறுபிறப்புலாம் வேண்டாம் நினைக்கும் போது Emma door is good. But people who are, that's why your purpose also important. But you can have three different doors on the southern side, sir. There's no problem at all.
பட் அது சவுத் வெஸ்ட் வந்து சார் டோர் சவுத் வெஸ்ட் டோர் இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்குங்க. எப்படி
சவுத் வெஸ்ட் இருக்க கூடாது. சவுத் வெஸ்ட் வைக்க கூடாது. இங்க வைக்க கூடாது.
நீங்க கொடுக்குற ஏரோ மார்க் வந்து சவுத் வெஸ்ட் தான் காட்டுது.
இல்ல this arrow mark should be when you're standing outside, it should be on the left hand side. Formula படி போட்டீங்கன்னா. So I'll put it under drawing now. Maybe I have to go to Excel and put a drawing there. போட்டீங்கன்னா அந்த ஃபார்முலா யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது அது தெரிய வரும். இந்த கிரகஸ்தா இருக்கு இல்லையா அந்த பாயிண்ட்ல வரும்.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே.
Sir, I have one doubt. You said we'll divide the plots 9 into 9 as grid for 81. In the 981 vangiradhu, it's including we'll have a compound wall and we'll have the foundation for the house. So where do we start this calculation, sir? The whole plot size?
Only the building, not the compound.
Only the building, only the foundation.
Within the building and compound is called Paisas Vita. Paisas Vita பேர் அதுக்கு. அங்க எதுவுமே கூடாது. Your building size really makes a difference. Your 981 plot should come from the building. அங்க ஒரே confusion people have is that I have a car park, sir. அந்த கார் பார்க் எங்க வரும் போது ப்ராப்ளம் வரும். ஏன்னா கார் பார்க் is a part of the building or independent of the building is important. So sometimes your car park is extending the building, then it becomes a separate issue. But if a car park is within that building area, left to right நீங்க போர்ட்டிகோ மாதிரி பண்ணி கார் பார்க் விட்டுட்டீங்கன்னா then is divide the car park also into the 81. The car park is outside the building. between the compound and building, then the car park we have to omit it actually. So only the building you have to take for 81. Compound don't take it because between the building and compound is called Paisasa Vidhi. It's not designed for the dwellers of the house to stay there.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
So
how
next,
long is it done from now?
then the last one is that we have to now decide what's the next part. The kitchen, puja, drawing room, master bedroom, second bedroom. This is the last, sir. இதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம நிறைய பேசலாம் பட் இதை பண்ண முடியும். So Gopi is up to you, sir. What do you want to do?
பேசுங்க சார் நிறைய. It's a good opportunity.
If everybody is okay, no problem, sir.
Okay, everyone is okay?
Okay.
Okay, we will continue.
So what is the next important thing for us is first one, all of you know, most important people talk about is where's the kitchen going to be, where's the puja study going to be, where's the drawing room, where's the master bedroom, where's the second bedroom, where's the bathroom, where's the toilet, and a lot of things you can do storage and all anything you can bring it, right? But these are the main ones, right? So you go back into the same that 9 models, Pusha Mandala area. We have to decide where you want to do it. The first question everybody talks about here, I'm not drawing anything, but I don't want to give you a pre-leading idea to you that this is what it's going to be. We have to discuss about it. What is important here is everybody says Southeast is going to be kitchen. Agni Mola should be kitchen. We discussed in part 1 and part 2 very extensively about this Agni Mola concept. So the concept is, yes, you can keep kitchen in the Southeast, but at the same time, nothing stops you to keep kitchen in the Northeast. If you look at the very olden days, even places in Kerala, but not of places in Kerala, keep the kitchen in the Northeast, not in Southeast. They keep it Northeast. And especially Brahmin houses, for example, many of the Brahmin houses will have the kitchen in the Northeast, not in the Southeast. That's the difference. Because as I told you earlier on, if you are designed for a contented life and you are designed for a different type of your profession, then you can keep your kitchen in the Northeast, nothing will happen to you. There's no problem for the Northeast kitchen. So you can have kitchen in the Southeast or Northeast. But Southeast is the most common mainly because of sunlight. Sunlight is going to come throughout your day from morning 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock until 4 o'clock in the evening. There will be light in the southeastern direction. In the olden days, there was no current there. Today you have LED lights and all kinds of lights are there. So nothing stops you to have this thing. So nothing will happen to you. You have a house kitchen in the northeastern direction. The only important thing in the northeastern direction is going to be also with the water tank is going to be in the northeastern direction. If you in the olden days, there's no concrete walled sump. Today we have a water tank. A sump is fully with concrete. Nothing goes to go inside. In the olden days, they for example, they have an open pond, the northern east. They'll cook all the meat and chicken, mutton, lamb, beef, everything out. Then all this animal waste should not fall into the pond. That's one of the reasons they said don't have a kitchen in the northeastern direction. Similarly, the wind direction also plays a very important role. So where the wind is coming in, the fire has to go outside the house, not the inside the house. So these are the things. Southeast was very important for kitchen. So even today, kitchen southeast is okay. But if you are, for example, if you don't have to have you're an apartment now, you don't have a water tank outside your apartment. You don't have anything. You're not going to drop your this animal waste into that side. You won't take it out. So northeastern is not a problem to have. So you can keep southeast or northeast kitchen as per your wish, as per your principle of life and purpose of life. So that is the first we have to take it. Southwest kitchen is not preferred mainly because southwest the open area, the olden days wind is going to come. You have to have a separate. The southwest is what will happen is in the evening time the sunlight will be very hot. Infrared rays will come inside. It will be very hot in the evening. Very hot because sun is setting that side. That part will become infrared rays will come. Sun will be very hot that time. So when you have a kitchen at the heart, for example, you're cooking at 7 o'clock in the evening in southwest, it will be very hot for you. Today they got air conditioner and fans and everything. How to be able to do it? Just think about it. 1,000 years, 500 years back when they did this one. And southwest will be very hot in the evening. They don't want to have a sun eating you on the head when you're cooking the food. That is why southwest is not preferred. So even today, southwest can be hot actually, irrespective of whether you have AC or not. So southwest is not required. Northwest is generally you can have it if you want to. Nothing stops having kitchen in the northwest. But there's a northwest is designed for infrared. There's no ultraviolet rays. There is no valuable sun rays coming from northwest. Your ultraviolet rays, your morning sun, the serotonin energy levels of sunlight only comes in the northeast and southeast. So your first aspect, for example, one of you will go and do snana, you will have yoga, meditation, whatever you do, study everything in the northern eastern. One way, some of you will go as a husband and wife will go to do kitchen to cook in the morning. First 6 o'clock in the morning, either as a wife or a husband, what they do? They want to cook. They want to make a cup of coffee. They go to kitchen only. So first thing what you do in life is kitchen. Last thing you do also in the kitchen, because after you clean your vessels, everything, you finish everything and then you come to sleep. So the first action, the last action is in the kitchen. So better to see the early morning sun with ultraviolet rays coming in. Very beneficial for your body, your mind and everything. Your serotonin boost will be very high. That is why they want you to go into southeast. The southeast and northeast is a scientific principle. You decide what you want to do. Northeast, southeast, both are equally good for kitchen. If any Vastu considers south, northeast is not good for kitchen, is not at all. You can ask the question to him. What is the reason for them to do it in the it's based on the wind direction, based on purposeful, based on the light coming from southeast to northeast. So basically what happens, you have morning 6 o'clock to evening 4 o'clock, light will be there in the kitchen. And today you have LED.
Built.
So this is the kitchen. So we discussed about kitchen actually. Now, what are the things about the next aspect of it? Now, the important thing about the puja and study. Now, based on what we discussed today, I wanted to answer it because it's important for me to understand that you are able to follow up. Kitchen is a critical item. We discussed it. Puja and study, if you look at the other 4 directions, I want to leave it to the floor. Puja study where you want to have a peaceful mind, calm mind, good ventilation, early morning sun rays, ultraviolet is coming to your body. So you will have a very calm, peaceful atmosphere to think about it without infrared rays acting from the hot sun and everything out. So based on this condition, where will you keep the puja and study? You tell me.
Again, northeast.
Yes, perfect. Northeast is the perfect position for puja and study because the early morning sun rays, it will be very good, lighter, cooler, beautiful ventilation, good light, ultraviolet rays, good for your skin, good for vitamin D, good for puja and meditation. So northeast is the best place for puja and study because it's not good for southeast, because southeast will be hot, sunlight will be there up to 4 o'clock in the evening. Northeast by 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it will become cool. It will be no direct sunlight, no infrared rays. Is a very valuable. And also, if you remember, it is Satvik. Remember, Satvik is the direction of northeast, so it's very important to have northeast. So puja and study. Northeast is the most important, or north also you can keep it. So anywhere between north to northeast is for puja. Sometimes you can also keep it east, there's no problem at all. So any quadrant, north, northeast or east, this 3 direction is good for puja and study. Now we'll come to the master bedroom. So based on this one, master bedroom is basically for you, forget about what people talk about southwest, this and all the things. You have to sleep well. You have to be away from the main door because see, suppose this is your main door here. You don't want to have a master bedroom just outside just after the main door. Plus, you also want to have a peaceful sleep away from any noise or action. So south is the kitchen. People are studying. Drawing room is there. People are talking and everything. Or you want to sleep at 7 o'clock in the evening. Everybody's coming and talking in the drawing room, watching TV and all. You don't want to get disturbed. The southwest is designed for master bedroom mainly because of it has got a grounded area around the Pitr area. This is a symbolic representation. Your ancestral area, so you'll be able to get a good progenies. Suppose as a newly married husband and wife, they want to produce children, they want to grow them. Southwest is the best option because ancestors' blessing will be there for them. That is a symbolic belief. And from a protection side, if you look at the olden days, suppose your door entrance is here and the master is sleeping here southwest. Somebody, a thief or robber is entering to kill him, he'll be able to defend himself by taking time. Plus, because of the weather condition is going to be so hot, generally in the olden days, southwest walls will be more thicker than the other walls. So it's also protected because people cannot break it very easily. Number of windows will be less because you don't want infrared rays to come inside. Southwest is good for master bedroom. The second bedroom can be western direction or northwest. So one of the things you have to remember that if you have a son and you have a daughter, today daughter and son both are same, right? Doesn't make any difference today. Like today, many daughters, even if they get married, they don't just run away. They always come back to home. They stay with the family. It's not like olden days where once daughter is married, she comes for only 5 years once back to her hometown. But here it's not like that. Today is completely different. Daughters are equally good as sons. So you can have daughters and sons room either in the western direction or northwestern direction, so comfortably. So there is no problem for second bedroom. So the drawing hall is obviously it's a good place, is northeast or not. Anywhere you can keep it, whatever you like it, but nothing not at the Brahmasthana. You can keep it there. No problem at all. Eastern direction, you leave it out, but mainly because in the eastern direction, suppose why eastern direction drawing hall is not required. It's very important for you to know. Suppose I put a drawing room here. They're going to put a sofa here, correct? And you're going to sit here. As one of those, you'll be sitting here. The guy coming here is going to sit here opposite to you. He's going to sit here. So what will happen? Suppose the guy coming here is going to sit here and you're sitting here. Now, as the owner of the house, you'll be facing the western direction while talking to him. And he, as a guest or a contractor talking to you, you'll be looking at the eastern direction. So he's going to get sunlight, all the important aspect of sunlight on him, whereas you are facing the western direction where there is a close-up activities. So it is not good for you. That is why eastern direction drawing rooms are not allowed. Mainly, if you don't want to keep here, you have to sit someplace where you are facing the east or north, where the guest is coming here is facing south or west. It's very, very important. That is why drawing room is very critical that you keep it somewhere in the northern direction or in the western direction. Many places you keep the drawing room will be always here. So when you are sitting here, you are facing east. The guy coming here is facing west. So you have to always have an upper hand as the owner of the house compared to the guest. So this is why they'll be also at a higher place. They'll be at least 1 feet above the guest. So you're sitting higher, also is looking at the east or northern direction. The guest will be sitting here slightly lower, right? It will look at the western side or southern side. So the best place for drawing room is a western or northwestern direction. Definitely not good for having the eastern. Anywhere here, drawing room is not very good. If you're going to keep it here, you make sure that you are sitting facing east or north, not the west or south. This is what is important for the drawing room. The next is the bathroom and toilet is critical because no Vastu Shastra talks about toilet because excretion of waste, urine or shit or motion, whatever you call it, it never happens in the house even up to 200 years back. You talk to your grandfathers and everybody, they will say that we never had toilet in the house. The toilet in the house came only from European intelligence and European people got it here, Western culture, and then we learnt it. Only post-independent also, even today, many villages have the toilet outside. Don't keep it inside. So Vastu Shastra doesn't say that. When they say bathroom, the bathroom is always about snana, taking bath only. Now that is why if you look at Kerala, many places, they will have the kitchen in the northeast. They will have a well in the northeast, which is correct. They will also have a bathroom in the northeast. From the kitchen, they will have a direct connection to the well. They will take shower there. They will take bath in the morning. Many of the Brahmin family houses, many houses, if you look at it, as talked about, the people live there, they will have the well in the northeast, kitchen in the northeast, and they will take snana, bath in the northeast itself. That's why it's designed like this. But if you keep a toilet there, you can't go toilet because you're going to have a good water pond there. Good water is going to be there. You can't keep a toilet here. Something goes wrong in the pipeline, is open area, it will mix with the sump water. So the bathroom can be in the northeast, no problem at all. Your bathroom can be in the north direction or the south direction, but your toilet should be always in the northwest, west or southwest, well away from the northeast sump. Sump is here now. Don't keep the toilet, discretion toilet. Bathroom is okay. Discretion toilet, your shit and motion and tools, everything else too, should have it away from the sump, either northwest or southwest or in the western direction. This is very important to understand. That is why many houses, even today, a lot of people have changed. They don't keep attached to bathroom now. They keep a separate bathroom and separate toilet. Toilet is kept in the western direction or southwest, away from this, and then you put only bathroom in the north or northeast or wherever you want to keep. That is important for the bathroom and toilet. Okay, and very, very critical. These are the main thing. We can talk about stairs and steps and a lot of other things. First floor apartment. What about apartment building? What about I'm staying in the 5th floor apartment? I'm in a rented house, not a owning house. There's so many questions. For example, if you keep talking about what happens to my apartments, what about rental apartments? So there's so many things are there. We can keep talking for a long time, but I don't think we have time. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. But at this point of time, we should stop here. Thanks, Gopi. Any questions, I'm happy to answer, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this
South India is mostly following Maya Mata book, sir.
Maya Mata and then Chaturlaya Mashra and Manayadi Sastram. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
But Manasara is a base foundation book. So Maya Mata also takes whatever coming from Manasara, but whatever applicable to North India, you have to discard it.
சார் இந்த மனையடி சாஸ்திரத்துல நம்ம பிளாட்டோட சைஸை பார்க்கணுமா இல்ல உள்ள கட்டுற கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் பில்டிங்கோட சைஸை பார்க்கணுமா சார்?
பில்டிங் சைஸ் தான் ரெண்டுமே பார்க்கணும். காம்பவுண்டுக்கு வந்து பிளாட் சைஸ் பார்க்கணும், பில்டிங் வந்து பில்டிங் சைஸ்.
அப்புறம் வந்து சார் இப்போ நான் இந்த இப்போ ப்ரெசென்ட் இதுல நம்ம வந்து டாய்லெட்டை வெளியில வச்சு கட்டுறது சேஃபா இருக்காது சார் இப்போ நிறைய இதுல. அதனால
we can consider the toilet inside the house, but keep it around the southwest or western direction, away from the northeast and east and southeast. அதான் important.
ஓகே
சார் அப்புறம் காம்பவுண்ட் வால் வந்து நார்த் சைடு இருக்கிற காம்பவுண்ட் வால் டாலா இருக்கணும்னு சொல்லியிருக்கீங்க. சவுத்தை விட அது டாலா இருக்கணுமா சார்?
இல்ல சவுத் தான் டாலா. நார்த் வந்து லோவா இருக்கும்.
ஓகே.
Natural slope to go to the northeast and southwest will be taller.
ஓகே சார். அதே மாதிரி சவுத் என்ட்ரன்ஸ் இருக்கிற வீட்டுக்கு வந்து உள்ள நுழையும் போது ரைட் சைடு கிச்சன், லெஃப்ட் சைடு பெட்ரூம் நாட் பாசிபிள்ங்கிறப்போ வேற எப்படி மாத்தலாம் சார்?
The bedroom can be pushed towards northwest, or that's why it's important that what do you want to do? What are you? You need a bedroom for creating a progeny. For example, you 35 வயசு ஆயிருக்கு, 35 years old, just got married, for example. You want to create children. You want to have, because you want ancestors' blessings and you want to do that. Now, south is the best place. But suppose you're already 45, 50, children, creating a children, having sex is not a major part of your life. Master bedroom can be in the northwest for south entrance. Again, purpose is very critical.
Okay, sir.
இப்போ போறதுக்கு ரைட் ஹேண்ட் சைடுல போறதா லெஃப்ட் ஹேண்ட் சைடுல போறதா?
What is it? Please come back.
First floor climbing, which direction will have to?
No, I'm not able to understand your question. I can't hear you well. Gopi, என்ன சொல்றாங்க அவங்க?
முருகேசன் சார் கொஞ்சம் லவுடா சொல்றீங்களா? கிளியரா இல்ல
சார். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஃப்ளோர் போறதுக்கு
okay.
Right, which direction will have to use?
You're talking about steps, right?
Clockwise, anti-clockwise la போறாமான்னு கேக்குறாரு சார்.
Yeah.
So best option as per the thing, when you want to give a step, is always better to go from the anti-clockwise direction, as the direction of the earth itself. So anti-clockwise போயிட்டு, whichever the direction of the earth building, you better to go on anti-clockwise. That's a design. It's possible to build accordingly.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir,
Hello, sir.
this dining
Sir.
table, which place, sir?
That's a good point actually. Dining table வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா, the best place for dining table is because kitchen is here, but then can be either in the eastern direction here or in the southern direction. For example, somewhere here, definitely not in the part of northeast, not in the Brahmasthana. Many people make a lot of mistakes actually, put a dining table in the Brahmasthana. Brahmasthana, you should never put a dining table and cover it up. Dining table should be either in the western direction here, or is somewhere here south next to the southeast, or in the eastern direction. These are the three best directions for, because it has to also align with the digestive juices and the heat coming out. So any direction towards the west, south, or east is very important. Northwest and northeast not designed for dining room.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yes, please.
We have a north-facing plot, sir. We are constructing a house and we are making a bedroom for the head of the family in the southwest. In the first floor, we have 2 children. If I wanted to plan for the bedroom for the children, one preferred direction you said was northwest. The second one, it would be the next best would be southwest or southeast or northeast. Which side, sir?
So if you have, if you're going to put your children on the first floor, how old are they?
18, sir. 18 plus.
18 plus, they're only studying now, right? Your marriage, everything is going to come after 5-6 years only, right?
Yes.
So if they're studying it, the best place for them is northwest or west, ma'am.
Okay.
the southwest, northeast or the west direction is good for them. Even northern sides also, northeast or west are good for them. Definitely not the northeast, not in the southeast. These three directions, west is northwest, second room can be west, or if west is not good possible, then you have it on north. But north என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் வரும் அப்படின்னா நீங்க நார்த் அண்ட் நார்த் வெஸ்ட் வச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா டாய்லெட் will be in the northern direction. Then you will have an issue with respect to excretion. So the best option is since first floor southwest is the bedroom. If you have the first floor bedroom in the west or northwest, it's easy also to ensure that your excretion of the toilet comes to this direction, not towards the northeast.
Okay, so in the southeast, in the northeast, we should not have any bedrooms or any guest room, nothing. It should be left for like a open study room. It should be like that, sir. For the first
Better to avoid any kind of this in the northeast, southeast bedroom. That's correct. Because bedroom, if you keep it on the southeast, what will happen for the children? But 5 o'clock in the morning, they will get the energy from the eastern side sunlight. It will disturb them. For example, if they want to sleep up to 8 o'clock in the morning, it won't be able to sleep well, actually. It's not about facing your north direction or eastern direction because the sunlight is going to come in, the ultraviolet is going to come in. So it will be difficult for them. So best for them to put a study room or something in the northeast, which is very good for them, and have them to sleep in the northwest or west. So they'll get a good sleep, undisturbed sleep. So putting the bedroom on the western direction with the head facing the east is the best place for them to sleep well.
Thank you very much, sir.
சார் இந்த ஹை ஸ்டோரி பில்டிங்ஸ்லாம் இருக்கிறது நல்லது இல்லைங்கிறாங்களா சார்? எனி அபவுட் ஹைட் மோர் தேன் 20 ஃபீட்டுக்கு மேலே இட்ஸ் நாட் குட் ஃபார் ஹெல்த் அப்படிங்கிறாங்க. இஸ் இட் ட்ரூ சார்?
20 feet, I mean, or 20 floors. Now, are you talking about 20 floors or 20 feet, sir? Hello?
ஒன்லி அப் டு 2 floor or 3 floor தான் இருக்கலாம், அதுக்கு மேலே இருக்கிறது இட்ஸ் நாட் குட் ஃபார் ஹெல்த்துங்கிறாங்களா. இஸ் இட் ட்ரூ?
ஏன் சொல்றாங்க அப்படின்னா the question is what is the impact of earth? Because நம்ம வாஸ்து பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா, வாஸ்து is totally about connecting the earth energy and forces to the dwellers of the house. கரெக்டா? So ஒரு third floor மேல போயிட்டீங்கன்னா what happens is what is the impact of earth now? Earth is okay, earth ஓட effect probably first floor second floor வரைக்கும் இருக்கும். Third floor போய் earth ஓட effect எங்க போகுது? You are too far away from the earth itself, right? That is why the question is coming, whether it is good. It's not about health, it's about harmony வருமா, எர்த்தோட எனர்ஜி வந்து எனக்கு கிடைக்குமா கிடைக்காதான்னு சொல்றேன். Because whatever sunlight coming in, whatever the cosmic energy coming in, everything is going to come to the ground. And then what do you see? You don't see anything. For example, sunlight doesn't fall on your face directly. Sunlight goes into the earth and reflects. And the reflection தான் நம்ம பார்க்கிறோம் as a light or everything like that. What you see in the body is based on the reflection of the light after hitting the ground. அதே மாதிரி தான் ஒரு சன்ரைஸ் எர்த்தோட எலக்ட்ரிக் மேக்னெட்டிக் ஃபீல்டு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் ஆன் தி கிரவுண்ட் ஆன் தி எர்த். ஸோ யூ ஆர் அப் டு த செகண்ட் ஃப்ளோர் தேர்ட் ஃப்ளோர் இட் இஸ் ஓகே, வி மே ஹேவ் அன் எஃபெக்ட் ஆஃப் இட். பட் யூ கோ பியாண்ட் தட், ஃபோர்த் ஃபிஃப்த் ஃப்ளோர் 10th ஃப்ளோர் 20 ஃப்ளோர்ஸ் 40 ஃப்ளோர்ஸ்லாம் யூ டூ ஃபார் அவே ஃப்ரம் த எர்த். அந்த எர்த்துல இருந்து ரொம்ப டிஸ்டன்ஸ் இருக்கிறதால வந்து என்ன எஃபெக்ட் இருக்குன்றத கொஸ்டின். அந்த கொஸ்டின் இஸ் a really good question, mainly because you are not affected by the Panchabhutas of the earth or the character is not affected. You are too far away from that. So that means your Vastu will not apply beyond 12 floors. So Vastu Sastra says Vastu will apply only up to the 12th floor. After 12th floor, it doesn't apply because you are disconnected from the Earth's energy field. And for that also what they're saying, only up to the 2 floors, first ground floor and first floor, whatever, you can have the same height, same size of this. From 3rd floor onwards, you have to reduce 1 feet of height. Whatever that, so 1 feet is the modern dimension. In the old days, they talk about asta or angula or something like that. So, one unit which form. So, they have to reduce. Suppose your height is 12 feet in the 2nd floor, the 3rd floor should have only 11.75 feet. And similarly, your length and breadth has to reduce by at least 2 inches or 3 inches on the 3rd floor. 4th floor, அதே மாதிரி height வரும். So, as you go higher and higher and higher, what they are saying, you have to reduce the size of the building and also reduce the height of the building up to 12 floors. That's up to 12 floors. So if you are having 12 feet height in the ground floor, your 12th floor apartment will have only 10 feet height. அதே மாதிரி சைஸ் வந்து நீங்க 60/40 நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஃப்ளோர் கிரவுண்ட் ஃப்ளோர் வச்சிருக்கீங்கன்னா 12th floor பாத்தீங்கன்னா it will be only about 50/30. If you go to all the temples of South India,
construct the tangible Brihadeeswara temple. How high it is? Nearly 200 feet. You start from the very big base and go slowly. That is why 1,000 years after also is standing very like a rock solid, mainly because of their construction. But nowadays nobody follows up because the construction the same size they're building from ground floor all the way to the 12th floor. No difference is changed actually. So there's no effect actually. Your question is very valid. But Vastu says up to 12 floors it will have effect. 13th floor, there's no Vastu, there's no effect of Panchapada mantras. You can do whatever you want with that. It is absent about it.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable inputs. And I want to buy your book, Vastu book. Where will it be available?
Book is going to be released only by December, ma'am. I'm planning to receive it 25th of December. I'll send a link to Mr. Gopi, and then he can send the messages to you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Yes.
Yes, please. I just wanted to confirm, sir. Would you had a slide that said what next for the rental people?
Yeah, but I don't know whether it's time to discuss it now. There's no time for it. It will take some time. It's up to Mr. Gopi and other people because everybody is already late, right? I don't want to hold people. We can discuss offline. What do you think, Gopi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It can be taken offline, sir, because already 1:30 now.
Yeah, correct. We'll do offline.
So they may be wanting to leave for lunch or whatever.
Sir, what about mezzanine floors in flat?
Sir, please.
What about mezzanine floor in a flat?
Mezzanine floors is not covered in Vastu Shastra, but what is happening there is that mezzanine floors, as we discussed for many business places, a lot of offices will have mezzanine floors. And what happens because of that, you're going to disturb the energy in front. Because if you remember, we not calculated the height of the building. Today, whole day, this is about length and breadth. We talked about the area, the perimeter, and all these things actually. One thing I purposely did not discuss the height because it is very complicated. It will take a lot of time. So if you apply the height calculations also, your mezzanine floors will be affected. Hello,
Charu, can you please mute yourself?
मी माझ्यासाठी केलं होतं तर पहिला म्हणून मी ताटात घेतला.
Madam Charu, can you go on mute, please? So basically, the mezzanine floors will be affecting the height of the building and the energy flow of the building. So from a Vastu perspective, mezzanine floors are not recommended unless they are an independent floor of themselves. So if you have an independent floor, it is okay. But within a floor, you're creating a mezzanine floor, then it is not as per Vastu, sir. It's not acceptable in Vastu.
Independent floor means I couldn't get it. So it is in the first floor. Below it is a car parking.
Okay, what I'm saying is when you say mezzanine floor, normally what happens is you have a first floor, and then you create a mezzanine floor within that first floor itself with a step or something. I thought you were talking about that. Or you're talking about a car park, mezzanine floor, and first floor. That's what I'm talking about.
Sorry, sir. I missed your answer. Sorry, sir.
No, see, mezzanine floor, when you say mezzanine floor, normally what it means is that you have a very big first floor, and within the first floor, suppose your height is about 14 feet, let's say from first floor roof, 14 feet, you create a mezzanine floor within that at a height of 7 feet or 8 feet to store something within that first floor by a step or something. I thought that's what you're talking about. But if you're talking about a complete mezzanine floor above the car park, it is accepted in Vastu. There's no problem at all.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, one request. I'm Yuvarajan. If you need your personal consultation, how to get in touch with you, sir?
I'll share
at this point of
Rajan. I can share, but let Muthukumar sir say. Sir, sir, you tell sir.
No, Mr. Gopi will share my email and phone number to you, but I'm not a Vastu consultant, a Vastu expert. I'm actually I'm generating an Indian knowledge framework system, and under IAKF, I'm writing about 20 ancient knowledge of India, everything including Advaita philosophy and every one of them. Out of the 20, Vastu is one. I'm also doing for astrology. I'm also doing for Indian astronomical science. Everything as a separate book, actually, one of them. So I can help you out. I can discuss, which I can also learn something from you, but not as a professional consultant, but as a Vastu knowledge framework model.
Knowledge
I
framework,
can
yeah.
work with.
Okay, sir.
Gopi, can you please share his mobile number and mail ID?
Yeah, sure. I'll share.
Please, sir.
So one question, what about the modern buildings, the bore or the well? What is the correct positions to
The
have a
bore or a
bore?
well, any water for the house, northeast is the best position, sir. Northeast still is the best position. Even if you take a bore, because natural slope will come. Actually, rainwater harvesting, for example, whatever you do, the best position for rainwater harvesting is towards the north or northeast. So that also is very helpful for you to do that. Northeast is still the better position compared to southwest.
Okay.
Sir, I have one more doubt, sir. You said we can have that puja areas in the northeast. Due to some reasons, if I'm not able to keep it in the northeast, which would be the next best place for that puja place, sir? And one more thing, sir. And one more is nowadays they are keeping fountain.
Yes.
Built or on the compound wall also. Which would be the right direction, sir? Either is it the northeast or east, sir? Outside or inside?
Let's look at the puja. Puja in the northeastern direction is very good, actually, generally speaking. Very good. In the eastern direction, next to important, if you're not able to keep puja in the northeast, the best place is the eastern direction. But there is a small confusion in the eastern direction. Suppose you keep the god in the east, then when you are praying the eastern god, looking at the east direction, God is facing the western direction. That's one small confusion always happens. For many people, they don't want to look at the eastern direction when the god is facing western direction. So it's very difficult for you to position the god in the eastern. So we are going to do that. You have to decide what direction the god has to face. If you are mentally okay for you to pray to the east, looking at you are facing east, the god is facing west. If you are okay with that mentally, then east is a secondary position. There's no problem at all.
Is there any right or wrong in that, sir? Like the God should never face west or God should face only east. Is there any, as we say, it's scientifically, it's something like that, sir?
It depends upon the God's principle. For example, Lord Nataraja. If you look at Nataraja temple, any Nataraja, it always faces south. Always, irrespective of wherever it is. It's the Agama. It's the Agama principle. It is not in astrology. It's not in Vastu. The basing of the god comes into the Agama principle. Suppose you are a Saivayat. Suppose you are Shiva Bhakti. You are Saivayat. You have to follow Saiva Agama. Saiva Agama says Nataraja should be faced only south, nowhere else. He should be facing south. So when you are praying to Nataraja, you will be praying towards north. You are facing towards north. That's one. Because Yama, it controls the Yama principle direction. Similarly, there are two aspects of the Shivalinga. Shivalinga can face either west or east. So depending upon the Agama principle, what you want to apply, there are 28 Shiva Agama. Very difficult to answer this question because you have to follow an Agama principle to decide which direction what you want to do. It also depends upon what is the level of bhakti you are. What Agama says is that if you are just a devotee with no knowledge about philosophy, spirituality, any kind of alignment with God or something, you're just doing puja, asking for some desires. So I want to pass the exam, I want to get a promotion, I want to get a career. You are desire-based one. Then you can actually keep the God in the west and you can pray, no problem at all. You are looking for spiritual growth. You want to create a spiritual growth. You want to align with God. You want to create your value for your life, something like that, with the minimum amount for desires. Then you can keep the God in the east and you can pray. There's no problem because then you are okay with that. So it depends upon you what is your mind, your principle to decide the God. So if you go to many temples across the whole India, based on the Agama, the God will be facing, Shiva will be facing either east or west. If you look at Madurai Meenakshi temple, which is very, very important, where Madurai Meenakshi is much more powerful than the Lord Shiva. There, Shiva's direction is directed by the Madurai Meenakshi's direction. Similarly, where temples where Mugambika, if you go, where the goddess is more powerful. The god's position is decided based on the goddess position. So you have to, that is very important. Tiruvannamalai, if you go, Tiruvannamalai is, God is more powerful than the goddess then. So the position of the god is decided by the god's power. So it's important that at your home, that's why putting a god at home is not recommended in Vastu at all. Vastu says don't keep God at home at all. This is because of this. Many people don't understand it. Many people have no idea. So, for example, they'll have a photo of Rama, Sita getting married. But what happened? They never lived even 5 years happily. After that, they went to forest. Sita was taken out by Ravana. Why are they putting Rama photo in the house? People don't understand this issue. Similarly, keeping Krishna has got his own problems and issues actually. So Vastu says don't keep any god in the house from Vastu's perspective. But you want to keep a god, we can discuss offline because it can take a lot of time to explain to you. I also want to understand what is your final principle, how your husband and your family, children, how they look at God. Okay, it's a good question, but this is what you have to look at. Thank you.
Okay, so then one more about that fountain, sir. Sorry for the time taking. About when the water bodies, will keep it inside, no, sir. Nowadays it is either in the
That is
compound
a modern feng shui model. Nothing to do with Vasta. It's a feng shui model.
Okay.
It's not at all recommended also. Nothing works actually. It's a feng shui from China model. It is not recommended in Vastu.
Oh, okay, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Maybe we one last question before you wind. Anyone else?
So I can just slightly briefly answer Gopi Didi's question about rental properties because many people may have this one. Because see, Didi, one thing, good question about rental properties. If you're living in a rental property, then the Vastu will be constructed as per the owner of the building's Vastu. If you follow all this method, nothing to do with this. The only option for you is to harmonize. So harmonize yourself to the Vastu of the rental property, but identifying same calculations you do and see whether it matches with your star, your constellation, and whether it matches with your yoni direction, with your ayaya, all the calculations. You align it. If it doesn't align, for example, then you have to do an harmonizing practice. Nothing to demolish, nothing to change anything, nothing else. But you can harmonize it by creating a color. Vastu says that, for example, if you have, for harmonizing, something is not right in the eastern direction or southwestern direction, by painting the house with a particular color which is related to the particular deity of the god, not the god of Hinduism, god of Christianity, god of Islam, is not like that. The Devata who's controlling that particular natural force or energy, you can create an artificial harmony and you can live there. That is what is designed for rental property. This is a very long topic. You can talk a lot about it, but just to give it that. And similarly, for people who are constructing a house for rental property, it is very important that if you are not going to live there, do not construct the house exactly as per 100% Vastu aligning with you, because somebody else is going to live there as a temporary people and they may not bring the right energy for you, and you're getting money out of that building and that money may not be very helpful to you. It's very important that if you're going to construct a house for rental property, you just do a general Vastu, nothing to do with your star alignment, nothing with your nakshatra alignment. Don't do that. This is an important caution I want to give it to you. It's also, Manasa says that, for example, the king is not going to live in his palace. His Vastu is completely different from a king who's going to live in that palace. So that is very critical for all of you to understand. So when you do an investment house and you want to give it for rent, do not align your energies into the house energy. It will not be very positive all the time unless the tenant has got the same amount of energy. This is important for rental property. Thanks. It's already almost 3 hours, man. Everybody, almost 40 people still staying. I'm really grateful. I am really moved, actually. Thank you very much for your interest and